still smack dab in it. Hey, tomorrow, hey, don't go away. On the freedom, just might come away.
Man, these are kids, man. They should have been stopped this a long time ago. It's starting to get, excuse me, but it's getting to the point, where, it's getting.
I'm so sorry.
Just really.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Anderson. I can only say this as a dad. You want to break Sean Hannity? I'm a pretty tough guy. That will break me.
Somebody would ask for this, and they need to come talk to me, and somebody need to come tell me something, because I still don't know nothing, and somebody need to come to my house and knock on my door and tell me something. I don't know nothing. All I know is my son he got killed up there, and he's just a 19-year-old. No, that's Horace Lorenzo Anderson. That's my son, and I loved him, and that was my son.
Get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
Black Lives Matter? Not all lives matter is racist? Demanding government payout without even trying to get a job because of the color of your skin? Racist? Tearing at other blacks who love America? Racist? Tearing down black neighborhoods? Racist? Preventing fellow blacks from achieving the American dream? Racist? Demanding and executing the destruction of statues without due process, including Teddy Roosevelt, Christopher Columbus, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, one of which was paid for by former slaves? Is that racist? How about the real enemies of race, like Franklin Roosevelt, who incarcerated thousands of Japanese American citizens? Is he racist? Or Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood and the proponent of exterminating blacks via abortions and sterilization? Not racist enough? She was responsible, along with her Planned Parenthood, for the murder of 17 million black babies. And no one mentions it. Is that not racist? The murders of blacks by blacks. since the 60s in their own neighborhoods. Is it racist to talk about that? Somehow in these questions are the answers to this display of self and white hatred. As Martin Luther King said in his famous speech, I have a dream that my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Despite racism, because it's not going to go away, there will always be racism. There will always be Jew hatred. There will always be Catholics and Protestants fighting each other, people hating Jews, people hating Asians. I'm talking to all races, religions when I say this. Volcanoes make their own openings. Or am I wrong? Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. My name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm here with radio legend and the owner of this radio station, so I have to watch my P's and Q's. And that would be one Steve Wheeler. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good morning, Dave. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
All right.
And my lovely bride, who is just going to be just so cheerful today. I know, cheerful and perky like she always is at home, and she's now gritting her teeth at me. I don't know why. But that is one Lisa Ann Strausser Weinbaum. Hi, honey.
Good morning, Dave. I sure hope you have some good jokes today, because I could use a good laugh.
All right. Pressure's on, Dave.
Oh, there's the pressure right there.
Come on.
Speaking about pressure, holy cow, I think I've got a caller. I don't know who this is, but you know what? Let's play the song anyways. Oh, yeah. Now I know who it is. Oh, yeah, rock and roll. Come on, buddy.
Hey, JJ.
You big disgrace.
Kicking your can all over the place, singing,
We will rock you. We will rock you. Hi, JJ. Welcome again to the opening act of the Dave Weinbaum Show. That's JJ Bradshaw, 252 years and still growing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and I need to know because it's very important when you open my show that we need to find out what's under that tinfoil hat of yours. What's going on?
Well, you know, Dave, I usually, when I speak with you, I have 4 or 5 different things that are not very well connected that have gotten under my skin. I'm afraid I have a total here that is 4 or 5 things that are connected, and if you'll allow me, I'm going to rant for a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I'm afraid I'm coming to the other side. Let's talk about the news cycle. Propaganda typically has been forced on people by governments. If you look at North Korea, China, the Soviet Union, Iran, these are all government mouthpieces that are trying to sway the opinion of the population. That's not the case in this country. The propaganda machine that is running is the mainstream media, and they appear to be about as anti-government as possible. Now, COVID-19 caused a bunch of folks to be out of work. They're sitting at home, social distancing, trying to keep from getting this dreaded disease, and they're stuck in front of the tube watching the 24-hour-a-day propaganda cycle. And folks are buying into this stuff. Let's take a look at our education system for a moment. That ties into it, too. For a couple of generations now, we've had government-mandated liberal education that chooses not to teach our history or our culture or anything about being an American. Instead, our children are learning Susie has 2 mommies, or it takes a village. So these folks are getting spit out of school with not much in the way of tools, and to be productive citizens. Instead, we're turning out kids that are willing to believe a 30-second soundbite. Now, having said that, and that the business about propaganda, the anarchists, the Black Lives Movement, the Marxists, you call them what you want. I just call them communists in general terms, are doing all they can to drive a wedge between the races, between the haves and the have-nots. These are the folks that want to erase our history and erase our culture because they've never learned anything about it. All they've heard is sound bites from a propaganda machine that is the mainstream media. I think Soros, Bloomberg, and the other rich folks that would like to see this country fall apart are financing this thing. And this falls back to communism. Like I said before, I have read Marx and Lenin and Trotsky, and what we're seeing right now in this country falls right from their playbook. They want to divide this country, and I think they want to see revolution in this country. To end my little rant here, the Dems are not likely to be successful in November 3rd, and they are desperate. I suspect that the Dems, the anarchists, the communists, if you will, are going to do anything that they can do to foment revolution in this country prior to November 3rd. I think that's the goal at the moment. Of course, this thing is a moving target, but I think you're going to see in the next week or two National Guard troops being called up to try to quell potential riots in some of the more liberal cities. That's the end of my rant. What do you think?
What I think is that was so wonderful, I didn't pop in one time. I didn't interrupt you once, and I want that duly noted by the people that run this radio station.
Duly noted.
Thank you. And that it was really good, and it's excellent. I think you're right. It does tie together. I think it does tie together, but we know where the money's coming from. All the money that goes to Black Lives Matter is filtered into the Democratic campaign. All of it. So we know that they're involved. The Democratic National Committee is involved in all of these killings in black neighborhoods. They are responsible for it and hoping that this will cause enough blacks to fall back into their plantation to once again do what they've been doing for 70 years, and that's voting Democrat. Hopefully,
that does tie in very well, doesn't it?
Hopefully enough blacks have recognized that the American dream is available to them, and especially under Donald J. Trump, and that they don't need to have their neighborhoods destroyed, to have their friends and family murdered by other blacks in the black neighborhood in order to succeed in America.
You know, Dave, I don't think that it's going to take much for this thing to devolve into a shooting war, and that concerns me. I don't know what to do about it.
Well, happy 4th of July. You know what the thing that's going around on social media is that Antifa is planning this 4th of July to go to various suburbs with their own explosives to run during the festival, during the other fireworks, to camouflage gun attacks on white citizens. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's just a rumor.
I read the same thing you did about that. And, living out here in the country in rural Missouri, we hear gunfire all the time.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter much. In fact, I get concerned when I don't hear gunfire out here.
Well, apparently the two lawyers up in St. Louis hear gunfire in their neighborhood all the time.
Oh, yeah, they're up there. They're right by across the street from, where the Chase Hotel is, right, JJ?
Sure, I do.
Yeah, right by the park. And these people, I'm pretty sure they live right there. Isn't that right? McCluskey's? They're both lawyers, by the way. And they had this iron fence because it's a private subdivision completely torn apart by these people who are headed towards their house. Now, what would you do in that situation? old wise man?
I would be out there, as would my wife. She wouldn't be holding the pistol. She'd be holding an AR, same as me. I think those folks showed some restraint. I would be more tempted to have my finger on that trigger.
Yeah.
You came in here to do me harm. I will do you harm.
Exactly.
Well, they're testifying that they were peacefully marching through the neighborhood that they broke into.
Yeah, that
Now
they
the
viciously
St. Louis-
broke into. Right, exactly.
The St. Louis City prosecutor wants to file charges against the homeowners rather than the protesters. Now,
You
what's
got
wrong
it.
with this picture?
Exactly. What else you got for me, my friend?
That's it. I had to get that rant off my chest. It was bothering me greatly. God bless you, Dave.
God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Happy 4th of July. Thank you, JJ. All right.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he just kind of
Stop
evaporated.
talking. There you go. All right.
Okay, you want to be a star like JJ. You can't be a star like JJ. He's too good. But you could try. You could try. You might become the next JJ. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. And you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling a little Italian today.
All right.
Feeling a little like a Sicilian. Come on. Forget about it.
If there are no dogs in heaven, you know you're in hell. Forget about it.
One of the things is heaven's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a great place. You can talk to all the other people that died, and you get your youth back, and it's supposed to be fun. But how can you have fun if there's no dogs? How can you have real love if there's no doggies in heaven? That's a good point, don't you think? We want our dogs when they pass away, and they pass away from natural causes, unlike some vicious people. But dogs, nobody kills dogs that I know of. Well, maybe a few. But it's infamia. It's infamia to do that, all right? So...
There's a lot of people that'll kill a dog.
God.
Didn't see that, did
Talk
you?
about scaring the hell out of somebody. Whoa.
He just appeared,
The Godfather just appeared. Oh, that's scary right there, because I never saw it coming. I never saw the phone answered. Never. Well, hi,
That's the
Godfather.
way we do it, man. We come up and
Yeah.
clickety-clackety.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, Mr. Weinbaum.
Good morning, Godfather. How are you today?
All right. How's Mr. Steve and Lisa?
They're fine. Steve is on
good.
the phone right
We're
now.
good.
We got another caller. We got Lisa's over there.
Good to hear from you.
Smiling, and she's happy to hear from you as well. You get smiles.
I'm
I get
sorry, I gotta
the
say
gritted
something.
teeth from her.
Yeah, I got to say something, Mr. Weinbaum.
Yes, sir.
About that story that you just talked about
Yeah.
with the man and the woman.
Yeah.
In the older days, they wouldn't have got that far. It'd have been taken care of right out of quickly.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they had a choice, a reasonable choice.
No, that's a pretty scary situation.
They broke down a big iron gate to get on a private subdivision. Okay, and they're headed right for their house? Oh, hell yeah. What are you going to do? And they live in the neighborhood where they're hearing gunshots all the time. That's the upper West End. Is that what they call it? I don't know what they call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we're familiar with the neighborhood. And it's a mixed neighborhood. It doesn't seem like a bad neighborhood. But, it's right near where all the gunfire goes off. And St. Louis is the murder capital of the USA.
And they were, I believe they were headed towards the mayor's house. When she lives in the same neighborhood,
Yes.
a couple of houses down from them and stuff like that. But
That's not a good thing to do. You get a better response. Talk about of explosives. Yeah, you get a bigger response.
Well, yeah, that's where you're coming, Godfather, You got a big response.
There's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of explosives, you know.
No, and you're an expert in that, and you've shown that you can surprise people like me this morning.
Who, me?
You surprised me. I didn't know.
You snuck right in,
I have
Godfather.
no idea. I don't know what you were talking about.
I think you conspired with Steve to scare the hell out of me. See, but I'm a paranoid, so don't take that as an insult, because I never insult you. I never insult you to your face. Never, not once.
And forget about it. It's the best of two being safe and then sorry.
You got that. All right, Godfather, have a great 4th of July. All right?
Yes, all of you have a good 4th of July.
Thank you, because we're all good patriots. Thank you. All right, we're ready, I think. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is John from Salem, Dave.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing very well. Isn't JJ great?
Oh, what a blessing he is, And
yes,
he started
sir.
out just as a regular caller, but he called the same time every week. And I said, well, we might as well just make him part of the show. An official part of the show. He's the official opening act of the Dave Weinbaum Show.
You were talking with JJ about all the rioters and the Black Lives and the Antifa people. Did you hear about the planned protest in Shannon County at Eminence?
No, I did not.
Well, from the way I understand it, a Black Lives Matter group entered one of the campgrounds, and they were planning on having one of their protest marches in Eminence. Well, they've got a very limited law enforcement, and the sheriff and the deputy decided to call in some local people to help him out. He's said, we will not have any burning and looting and none of that nonsense here in Eminence. So the next day when the protest was supposed to take place, there were about 100 local people with ARs assisting the sheriff.
Yeah,
and, the Black Lives people decided maybe that isn't a very good place to have a protest and looting and burning.
Well,
so they canceled their event.
But
that's what it takes.
That's what it takes. You got it.
Those people.
You got it. But you know what? People aren't doing that in America. They are backing them. A teacher tweeted out. This is a professor at University of Massachusetts. She tweeted out that all lives matter. We're just upset that we would like to do whatever we can to help the black community and blah blah blah. But for her saying that, she got fired. She was fired for that. Okay, this is the crazy stuff, the crazy times that we're in. That's why I say, what is racist anymore? What is it?
Well, we got to stop sending our kids to these universities where they get this Marxist indoctrination. There are colleges out there that don't do this. There's very few.
Very few.
Why would we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to turn our kids into little Marxist zombies? Which is what's happening now. They're not able to even think for themselves.
Because we didn't know. We didn't know what they're getting taught. We know now. I mean, it's got to be, with knowledge comes maybe a solution or two.
And sometimes I think maybe their parents have been indoctrinated, and they think that's a fine thing that their kids are being taught what they were taught.
John, it's been going on for about 70 years.
Yep,
and after 70
exactly
years, you would
right.
think some of that would sink in, and it has.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
Thank you very much, Dave.
All right, my friend, you have a great 4th of July. Thank you for calling the Dave Weinbaum Show. And right now, I think we kind of need a break. So why don't we do that? And let me just mention that I got coming up in about 5 minutes, Rabbi Moshe. Got the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Cheryl Chumley. Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim, the shrink to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And Laura Loomer, the Illuminator, and we got DeAnna back, DeAnna Lorraine. So call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. Yep.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area with a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe. You can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Probably not have killed the guy. And that'll come out.
So what should he have done?
He should have probably
you're the
not.
one saying it's egregious. Let him go.
Do you think he was going to get away? They were going to find him.
You tell me. You're the one judging the officer. So maybe you could explain why you're judging him.
Tucker, that'll all come out in the court process. And all I'm saying, let me finish this. If we don't get better at it, for all of us on Main Street, Democrats are going to spin it. Chuck Schumer's already decided he can make hay of this in the election, and we'll end up on the short side of it again. If you're wanting to say
who controls the Senate? Does Chuck Schumer control it? I thought Republicans controlled the Senate.
Tucker Carlson and Indiana Governor Mike Braun. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
No, we're not there.
Oh.
No, I was saying your clip right there ties into exactly about what's going on down in Eminence. Now, we had another caller, but this is going to be the rabbi, I'm pretty sure.
How do you know? Wow, you're psychic. I don't know who this is, but I think we're going to play his song anyways because I know how whiny he gets if he doesn't have his song. Yeah, that's him. I can tell by the...
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Ladies and gentlemen, the second most powerful in Israel and in his own home, according to his wife Yonit, official rabbi to the state of Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, and future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Spa, and Casino. Please welcome all the way from Efrat, Israel, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. Woo-hoo! Man alive! I didn't know they liked you in Turkey too. Wow, that was all the way from Turkey.
Social distancing.
Yeah, talk about social. Hey, by the way, how many goats did you have to sacrifice for that thing you call a beard on your face?
I'm thinking of taking it off today.
Why would you do that? Come on, you're a rabbi. You're supposed to have a beard. Huh?
I was going to let it grow till the Jets win the Super Bowl, but it's not looking good.
God, yeah, you could have the longest beard in history. Hey, is it true that you've got a contract on America Ambassador Thielman's residence in Israel? I believe you bought it for $87 million.
That's right. It's for sale. It's beachfront property. Beachfront property. David Friedman, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, the property is being sold by the State Department.
So it has to be in Tel Aviv, right?
It's actually in Herzliya, which is north of Tel Aviv, very wealthy area, and it's a beachfront property. If you want, Dave, I can make a bid for you. Maybe you could exchange for a McDonald's or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but my bid would be about $10,000-$15,000. So I don't think it'll work.
Seriously, it's $87 million.
$87 million.
And this is who?
This
is an old house, right? It's an ancient house. It's like a relic.
Yeah. It's on the beach. I mean, that's.
Well, if you're going to California, Steve, or someplace like that, you got beachfront property, get a house. That's about right. So,
wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey, Rabbi, Hamas and Fatah say they're going to cooperate against Israel and their plots with the U.S. So what do you think? Is that a raise any hackles in Israel?
Well, I mean, look, in case the listeners don't know, Hamas and Fatah, they used to, they've gone through many attempts to try to coordinate. Right?
Yeah.
Fatah, that's part of the Palestinian Authority. Now, they used to control Gaza, and then Hamas voted them out. So the two of them have been at odds with each other since Hamas threw Palestinian Authority / Fatah out of Gaza. And so now, they're saying, we're going to get together with the common enemy, the United States and Israel, and we're going to do everything we can to oppose this sovereignty.
So you're not buying it, right?
It's all a smoke screen. It's something. There was an article in the paper today that said exactly what I've been saying for weeks, that they're blowing a lot of hot air, and it's not. They can't get the Palestinian on the street, the man on the street, to get behind these ridiculous statements by the leadership of the Palestinian Authority and Hamas, and nobody cares.
Right. I didn't think it was a big deal, but just thought I'd throw it at you just to see if there was a some kind of a combination that's going to work.
When they moved the embassy.
Yeah.
Dave, when the embassy was moved, they're all, Hamas.
Well, the same thing is threatened with the annexation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, COVID-19, is that on a rebound in Israel as well? It is in the United States, it looks like. Huh?
Yeah, it's bad here now. I mean, we had last 24 hours over 1,000 cases, which is a lot. And the morbidity rate's going up, and there's a lot of concern here about that.
You guys thought you had it beat, didn't you? I think we kind of thought we had it minimalized. So, yeah.
We were down to 20, 30 cases a day. I mean, it's
sure.
It's rebounding.
So, are you back in your house?
No, they haven't gone to lockdowns. They're not planning to go back to that. Just certain areas that are more affected, they're going to lock down, but they're not going to overall lockdown. It's too destructive on the economy. more people die, more people suffer from domestic violence. They're not planning to get a full lockdown.
Well, that's true. There's a lot of problems staying in a home. Like, you all think it's great for the first week or two, and then it gets to be, stop doing that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And you got nowhere to go, Hey,
spousal abuse, all kinds of things.
Yeah. Hey, the annexation decision is next week. I thought it already was decided. So, I mean, where's the votes? Where don't they vote that in with the Knesset? Are there maps involved? Does anyone know where the borders are going to be and stuff like that?
Well, it's been the maps and what's going to happen. It's pretty fuzzy and well kept secret. Nobody knows exactly what they're going to do as far as sovereignty, declaring which areas. And we don't even know 100% what the United States is going to support. So, it was supposed to be July 1st, which of course passed. And now
what passed? I'm sorry, that was muffled. What passed?
July 1st passed.
Okay.
So
it passed the Knesset, right?
No, I'm saying it didn't pass the Knesset because they didn't yet decide exactly what the map is going to look like.
Right, okay.
All
right.
So the official date was supposed to be July 1st, but this week, the Prime Minister said, hey, it's not set in stone that date, and, it's flexible. So we'll see what happens.
Well, okay. Hey, Iran has had some mysterious explosions in their nuclear factory. We don't know where those came from, but Bibi has been quoted as saying, we can't afford for Iran to get a nuke. They must be stopped.
That's right.
So what's going on, and who would dare bomb a nuclear plant in the Middle East?
Right. So there's no question in my mind that it came from Israel or Israel and the United States in a joint operation, but it was actually a cyber attack. Using computers, they were able to literally explode buildings in Iran through the use of through cyber attacks. It was not Israel did not send planes or drones or anything like that, but rather it was cyber attacks. And of course, Israel denies it. But remember the Sputnik virus that the United States and United States and Israel worked on a number of years ago to attack the Iranian centrifuges. So I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. and Israel were both involved, but it could have been just Israel.
Well, there you go.
That's what they're reporting here.
Rabbi, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute to you?
They can find me on my website, IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org. Love to hear from you.
You're a comedian, and I realize that you write some jokes, not a lot, obviously.
Some jokes. Others I steal from you.
I make jokes all night long. I sleep funny. What can I say? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, what are you looking at me like? No, at least he's laughing.
I sleep funny.
I sleep funny. Okay. That's pretty funny, isn't it, Rabbi? Somebody must have written that before. I know. I'm pretty sure I didn't get that all by myself. Anyways, thank you so much for being a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show. My love goes to your family and to the state of Israel. And, of course, into the United States of America. We don't want to see either of them harmed. So
have they opened up Raleigh yet?
Well, they kind of have.
Yeah. They canceled our carnival.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm still doing almost all drive-through because we can't figure out how to open it up and have people there, my crew people telling people, you're 3 feet, you're 3 feet away. You must be 6 feet away. I can't see my people doing that and not getting into fights. And I don't want to. It's bad enough that I get into fights and drive-through.
Right.
Trying to get people
I have
to move
a solution
through.
for you.
What's that?
I have the solution. You put up a little sign that says, "Please wait to be seated." And that way you can have one person out there, and when they walk in, they can see them. Please wait to be seen.
A hostess. You need a hostess.
Yeah.
And when they move together, and then what's your solution for when they get up on their own and move?
Out you go.
There you go. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, Rabbi. Rabbi, save me here. Golly.
Bring me in, Dave. I'll be the bouncer.
There you go. There you go.
The
There you go,
rabbi's got to be
Rabbi.
the bouncer. All right. And God will smite you. Well, what about you, old man? No, see this. I don't know if that's going to work.
But Dave is the drive-through bouncer. So
I'm the drive-through. I'm kind of like I hate to say this. It's really bad.
I'll say it for you. Hold
can't
yourself.
Say that.
Okay.
I know, but I don't. Most of the people there. We're
Love
having
you.
fun. I'm out there
They
telling
love you,
jokes.
Dave. That's
They're
right.
telling jokes back at me. They're giving me stuff about my hair hats and my big finger. What's with the big finger? And I tell them, what do you mean the big finger? What are you talking about? I said, that thing on your hand. I said, what do you mean? That replacement for what happened to me in Vietnam and Korea? In World War II? How dare you? And everybody's having a blast there, except for the occasional card that says, I'm not pulling up. Then it gets ugly. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom. How do you and my kids, my friend? Stay well.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a happy 4th. Bye-bye. There you go.
Okay,
That's
well,
hilarious.
we're back here. And, I almost said back on the show. I should get demerit points whenever I say that, by the way. But I think, us old people, we have a little, problem with the new machinery and stuff. I just got on, what did I get on?
We put you on Parler.
Parler.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new social media thing.
We don't know how to use it, but
and I don't know how to use it, and I'm going to talk about that with Laura Loomer and with Cheryl Chumley, who came off of being banned from Linked, and she's now on Parler.
Right.
All right, so we're going to talk a little about that, and maybe some of you people out there can also, you don't have to switch necessarily. You can still keep your Twitter account, but I think we need a little lesson for old people on how to use. What's her name? Elusis? I don't know. Go ahead.
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alyssa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Odessa!
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
In what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Okay, well, that's what happens when you get old, and I'm there. I'm like almost 72. I feel like I'm as smart as I ever was, maybe smarter. I don't know why. Do you think so? You've been with me you've known me for a lot of years.
Well, that's why you're smarter, because you're with me.
Well, now I'm with you. Was I stupid all those years when I wasn't with you?
Apparently there were some stupid choices.
That's a backhanded compliment right there. I'm not the only one that made stupid choices,
True.
There you go.
Very true. I concede that point.
All right.
I'm in trouble now.
I'm going to have to stand up and get in the middle of this one.
I'm in trouble now. That's not good. I don't think that's very good at all. But I want to talk just a little bit, and then call the show. Interrupt me at any time.
Right.
We're going to take a break shortly, but I want to tell you why does this interest me so much, the racism and all that. Well, I'm from Chicago, basically from the south. I was born on the south side of Chicago, believe it or not. And we lived on the south side of Chicago, about 95th and Camden, until I was like 7. Then we moved to Skokie, Illinois. But my father maintained businesses down there, had worked there for most of his life. At one time, he worked for Canadian Ace Beer when he was like 18. And that's where he sold beer on the south side. And he's also ran numbers. No, that wasn't him. No, he wouldn't do that. No, but he sold beer, and, he was a beer salesman, truck driver. And so, there's a connection down there. And then he had taverns and liquor stores, combination liquor stores, and they had all sorts of things in the stores, and almost all of his customers were black. So he wasn't a racist, all right? But he was wary of things that could happen to him and cognizant of it. But, in fact, the original Black Panthers, I'm not sure they were called the Black Panthers then. I'm not sure what the name was, but the original gang in Chicago met in the basement of his store. The original black gang, not the disciples, before them even.
Wow.
Like in the 60s and things
Wow.
like that.
Wow.
So he had a relationship with the black community, and he also had a relationship with the Italian community, who, and by that I mean, forget
The
about
Godfather.
it. Yeah, Godfathers
Right.
and things like that, and they wanted
Right.
him in. So there's and he didn't want to go in because he knew they had a big operation, a bunch of liquor stores on the west side of Chicago and south side. They wanted him to run it for him, and he knew that if he screwed up, if a bartender stole something, you got it. I mean, he had to pay or else, kind of stuff. So, but he had a relationship with
So how
them.
did he decline the position?
Very nicely. I think
with
I
his
think
head
sent them
intact.
all, I think he sent them all cupcakes.
There you go.
They didn't make him an offer he could refuse. Let's put it that way. They asked him nicely, but he did favors for them. He did favors like he would hire a guy. I remember a guy named Hank Guadino, who was my size. He was like 5'1" or 2" when I was 12 years old.
Oh, I thought you meant now.
Yeah, he was. Huh?
I thought you meant your size now.
No. Yeah,
okay.
I'm all of 5'4", aren't I, honey? Am I 5'4"?
You are now.
Yeah.
When I
I
met
was
you,
about 5'6".
You told me you were 5'9" when I met
Well,
you.
sure.
Re-met you.
Wasn't I? Look how you've torn me down. You've torn me down 3 inches.
You're sure.
Anyways, I told you I couldn't afford those 3 inches either.
I can give you a website. They got lifts in your shoes for you.
I don't have any lifts in my shoes like you.
I can give you a website.
Oh, you can give me a website. All right, yes, there you go. All right, but this interests me because I grew up in Skokie, basically. I have a knowledge of what's going on the South Side since the 60s, when people had, even back then they were killing each other. And it wasn't good, I mean, and there was they hated white guys. I know because once I got off at the wrong stop to go to work for my father, and I had to walk through the neighborhood about 8 a.m. And holy cow, the looks I got were utterly scaring. It was very terrifying. Like, it's like I was in a different country.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell are you doing walking in my neighborhood? That kind of thing. And I walked briskly to work. But then I went to school. I went to high school. I went to junior high. And, I got familiar with growing up with black people, some of whom hated my guts because I was white. Back in the 60s, the early 60s, I remember playing a basketball game. I didn't know how to play basketball. I didn't know the rules, all right? I love basketball, but I wasn't any good at it ever. So one guy, when I was running down the court, he stuck his arm out by my neck and clipped me and knocked me on my head.
Clothesline, John.
And I didn't know. I'm thinking to myself, while I'm lying on my back, is that legal? And I'm looking at the coaches, and the coaches saw it and did nothing about it.
Wow.
Okay, now I didn't react then. But when I got to school, I noticed that, I was a small kid. I didn't look tough at all. So the guys that wanted to make their cred with the rest of the black crowd would pick on me. And I remember one guy named Leon started pushing me around and, slapped me around a little bit. I says, hey, why don't you meet me outside after school, tough guy. Really a dumb thing to do because I was the only white guy in about 25 blacks circling this as we were fighting. And I beat him bad. I mean, I popped him in the nose. He was bleeding all over the place. And he backed off. And, thank God the other guys didn't come and get me because they could have.
Right.
But they respected that. I stood up for what I believed.
Exactly.
And from that day on, I didn't get much. I got a few here and there, but then I played sports with them. Okay, I mean, we had a great football team, one of the best in Illinois, and I'm fifth string until I'm like my senior year, wondering what the hell I'm doing here. I mean, I'm a Jewish accountant looking kind of guy. I'm 5'3", 5'4" at the time, 151 pounds, and I'm up against guys that are 250 to 300 pounds.
Exactly.
And I was fifth string. I had to hold the damn dummies up so these guys could knock me on the ground. One day they called challenges, and that means you get to go one-on-one with the guy above you, one-on-one. And I mean, not only did I beat them all, I killed them all, including the biggest guy, who happened to be a black guy, about 250 pounds. His name was Howard Hunter, and he was good. I don't know if he had an off. I don't know if he ever lived this down personally, but for some reason I beat that guy 4-1. 4 of the attempts, I beat him. And to this day, nobody knows how I did that, and neither do I. I was just quicker, I think. I think I was
adrenaline
just quicker.
and adrenaline.
It was adrenaline, and also I hit low. They didn't know how to deal with me.
Right.
You know, it was like
so is
I
that
got
where
under
you had
their
to
strength.
lay on your backs head to head, jump up, and try to tackle the other
guy?
guy?
They would. We'd line up against each other.
Oh, just line up across,
maybe
across the line.
three plays on offense, 3 plays on defense, and there would be a running back, and you had to stay within the confines of the dummies. Otherwise, you'd lose a point.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, the running back was neutral, but we were trying to beat each other, either blocking each other out or avoiding the block or, you know, overpowering the block to get to the running back. And that one day, I became first string. Now, I didn't have – the next day I come in, I'm thinking to myself – I mean, this is mind-boggling to me. I was just thinking of quitting. It was mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling, because I had beaten a lot of really good players. And the coach has me on third string. So I got up the guts to say something to him. How come I'm only on third string? He says, well, Weinbaum, this is Marine Lazier's scariest coach, most winningest coach in Illinois history, football, high school football, still today. Weinbaum, you didn't weight train religiously enough. And so I went home in tears. I'm going to quit. How unfair. And then I woke up in the morning and I says, you know what? I'm now on third string, which means I'm not fifth string anymore. I'm on third string. It means those SOBs have to come at me live every day. I'm going to rip their hearts out. And I did. I did it. Within a week, I was first string.
There you
go. And played the last half of the season first string. So this is my experience with blacks, and they respected that. And we still went to reunions, and all these guys are gathering, mostly black guys, because most of the team was black guys, and they're all living around the Evanston area, Chicago area. And so they're all telling me, and I'm there with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blacks, and great football players before and after me. Emory Moorhead, the award-winning Chicago Bear tight end, winning a Super Bowl in 1985. And they're all talking about their cousin or their nephew that just got shot in the south side of Chicago. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. And it seems that they live this every day, wondering if their relatives in the south side of Chicago are going to make it. Now, why should that happen? Why should that be? Why is nobody concerned about that? It's been going on for near 70 years, well, 60, 70 years. All right, we're going to take a break right now. Why? Because Steve made a signal that indicated a break. Call the show, 573.
Got an interview at the top of the hour, right?
Yes, sir. Call the show. No, I'm glad you stopped me. Call the show, 573-364-4433. You got Cheryl Chumley coming next. Get it off your chest.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community-serving.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
Imagine a choice hand-cut steak seasoned with special spices, grilling over mesquite wood. At Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, it's not just imagination. We do this every day at Colton's. We also offer chicken, seafood, sandwiches, and salads, and our homemade yeast rolls. And it happens in the most fun Western-style restaurant you'll ever set foot in. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Ooh, if you could see what I'm seeing right now. A cheesy, sizzly, sausagey, tasty, toasty breakfast deal for my belly eat? That's right. It's your favorite McDonald's breakfast Sammys. And right now, you can pick two of them for just $4 from the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, sausage McMuffin with egg, and bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Now let's see you hitting that drive-thru to get more out of breakfast. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, only at breakfast. Single item at regular price. Wake up breakfast.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it. But that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Stop looking for the best steak in Rolla and join Sydney's Friday nights for a 16-ounce ribeye, served with two delicious sides. Call 426-3707 for a reservation. And don't forget, next weekend is Prime Rib Weekend. So join your friends at Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. Open Wednesday through Friday, 11 to close, and Saturday, 4 till close. Great lunch specials and dinner specials, and a great selection of whiskeys and craft beer for your pleasure. See Facebook for their daily specials. Look, like, and share. Don't miss out. Call in, curbside, and dine-in available.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
I'm asking about the case. You cited it. Do you believe that the officer now facing the death penalty deserves to face the death penalty? And if you don't, tell us what he should have done.
I think that's going to be determined by the court. And when it comes to that civil...
So wait, hold on. You cited it. What do you think of it? You're the one who called it egregious, so why don't you tell us what Officer Roth should have done when this man fired a taser at him? What do you think?
I think that you probably should have had the judgment that in a traffic stop like that, you don't shoot somebody in the back. So if we keep doing that...
So what should he have... Wait, hold on. No. I want you to explain. I think it's fair. You're an office holder. I don't normally press people like this, but it's not fair for you to filibuster without answering my question, which is very simple. The officer facing the death penalty had a guy fire a weapon at him. What should he have done then?
Your powerhouse home for classic rock and roll. KKID 92.9 FM is KKID Salem Rolla.
Okay, you're all in for a big treat, and I think we have a song we can play. I know Steve's got it somewhere. There we go. Anyway, let's get a little sing-along here. I don't know.
I've done my sentence.
but committed no crime.
And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share and kicks in my face.
Ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times online editor, speaker, author, Novak journalism fellow, and the media got us to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Cheryl Chumley. Oh, man, I'm testing my lungs. I guess so far I don't have it. There you go.
Happy almost 4th, Independence Day, right around the corner.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Hey, face masks. The subjects of virtue signaling to all over America. Trump, Hannity, back this. First of all, is it constitutional? And second of all, any proof that it works? And third of all, does it reduce oxygen levels?
Well, I just think the lies about the face masks have to stop. You know, when I go to CVS and I see posted on the door, face masks must be worn, it's the law. Well, that's a lie because it's not a law.
Right.
A law means that it went through the process of being considered and held under the light of open debate. Citizens get to weigh in, and people in political fields, in political offices, have to actually be accountable and go on record taking votes. All these face mask provisions, by and large, around the nation are just governors run amok with executive orders, locals run amok with the power. There have been some spots where local boards of commission and city councils have actually adopted votes requiring face masks.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not lie about it. And the thing that gets me is that Americans aren't just drones. Rebellion is in our DNA. And we have a natural questioning national mindset. And so if you want to make, as a government official, if you want to make something mandatory like face masks, you got to prove to the citizens that it's necessary. And the numbers on this whole COVID-19 have been all over the board. They've been wildly skewed. They've been shown to be flawed and even deceptive, purposely so, at the hospital level in order to receive government funding. So it's one big question mark. And I just wish that there was some way we could get a dart flaming arrow toward truth so we could make the decision for ourselves whether or not these procedures, these face masks in particular, were necessary.
Cheryl, you, Loomer, Trump, and many others now, many others are now on Parler, even me. But I'm so new I don't know how to use it yet. What's your experience with Parler, and would you advise other conservatives to get on it?
I would, but the name is it's Parlay, which I only found out by mistake. I thought it was Parler too, and I thought, well, that's a terrible name. If people,
it gives it like a house of ill repute kind of a feeling, you know.
Well,
wait in the parlor for your choice. There you go, that kind of thing.
I thought it was more like the fireplace in the parlor, the fireplace chat type of thing. That's how I took it, even though it was spelled wrong. But come to find out, it's parlay, some French term, and I think that was their first mistake, having a name that has to be explained. That being said, when I got booted off LinkedIn, then it's just a natural progression to look for a different social media site that's more accepting of the conservative viewpoint. And so far, Parlay has been that platform. It's not without its kinks. There are still some things that have to be worked out, but I think, as with any company, as you grow, as you experience explosive, almost overnight growth, you're going to make up the difference, and you're going to adjust.
Okay, so do you find it easy to use now? I mean, you're still learning, or what?
I'm still learning a little bit because I'm not exactly sure. Like on Twitter, I know what the little heart. If I like something, I click on the heart. On Parlay, I'm not exactly sure what all the various options do. I'm not sure, what it means to echo somebody. And there have been a couple of times where I have tried to post on my Mac computer and it doesn't show up, but when I do it on my smartphone, it shows up right away. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm posting in a different area on Parlay or if it's because the kinks in the system. So there's still some question marks.
Okay. Well, I'll study and I'll work it out. I figured out Twitter fairly well anyways. Hey, Seattle Mayor, Jenny from the Hood, sends cops into Chaz, whatever they want to call it. She arrests 40 to 50 of them, and at least 2 blacks are murdered, many injured. But she got these people arrested. Now she plans on absolving the criminals. Which cities are next?
This woman defies logic. I have no idea what she's doing in politics, even in the Democrat Party. But this is what the Democrat Party has become, the party of lawlessness. What gets me about Mayor Jenny Durkin is that she stood by and watched as all these business owners within the CHOP zone were needlessly put in jeopardy because of the thugs and anarchists in the street. She stood by idly as people were shot and killed.
Yes.
And then, when they started marching to her home, that's when her foot came down. And, oh, no, we need an investigation into this because she thinks that a city council member was part and parcel of the leadership bringing these thugs to her own personal home. And I just find it horrific that Democrats can be so cavalier about the idea of law and order when it comes to you and me, Dave, and the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to themselves, they are so quick to jump aboard that law and order bandwagon and cry for investigations, cry for due process.
And give me a guy with a gun standing out in front of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the thing. They voted out the police in Minneapolis. The city council did. 3 of them apparently got threatened. So what does the city council do? They hire private security for them at about $4,500 a day or a week. I forget what it was. So they're getting protection out of taxpayer funds, and the taxpayers get no police. How does that make sense?
Police for me, not for thee.
There you go.
That's how I look at it.
I like it. You got really concise columns and concise answers.
Tell her about what happened down in Eminence.
Well, you tell her that.
Okay,
because you know better.
So there's a little town down in Missouri that's probably about 45 miles south of us, right? Well, they got word that the Antifa was going to come and protest. So there's only a sheriff and 2 deputies. So they got 300 people together. They got on top of the roofs. They armed themselves, and they made a presentation, and the people showed up to do their protest and seen what they were going to have to walk through and decided maybe this isn't a good place, turned around and left.
Wow. Yeah. That's all. See, Second Amendment, the great equalizer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
you don't even have to fire a shot.
No.
It's a great deterrent, like the couple in St. Louis. We stay in the hotel, the Chase Plaza Hotel in St. Louis, which is right across the street, I believe, from this mansion the guy lives in with his wife. They're both lawyers.
McCluskey.
Yeah, McCluskey, right, exactly. And they're lawyers.
Yep.
And they got scared, and they got on their lawn. These so-called protesters broke down, peaceful protesters. They broke down an iron gate and bent it all over the place and started heading for their house. So what are you going to do? Call the cops?
They did. They tried to.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were no police to come.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the police have been vilified, and it's all deep on the police. And the police, even the ones who want to stay on the job, are worried about doing their jobs properly because they think they're going to be the next one hauled in front of court to account for just doing their job.
We were
sent to jail.
We were talking about this earlier, about how this seems like it's all melding into something that's nefarious and connected.
It is. And I think it's headed toward federalization of the police, which gives the federal government complete control over what should be left to locals to control. We don't need a federalized police department, or worse, the UN coming in and taking care of our security, because each community is different. Each community has its own needs. Each community is not one and the same as Chicago or Baltimore or big city gangland areas where violence runs in the street on a daily basis. Each community should be left to decide the direction of its own police force. And when you put the federal government, or worse, as I was saying, the UN security system in charge of America's policing units, that's going to be a recipe for just, anarchist and complete control disaster.
Cheryl, do you remember the original papers of Obamacare? Do you remember reading those? Because I read them, and there was this, in two different places, there was this new militia, a militia, where the president would be in charge of this. And who was the president at the time? Barack Hussein Obama. And it's coming back now because I went and looked for it again. I didn't find it. They pulled it out somehow. But that was their intent back then, to have in the law that the president would have his own special militia. That would have been the end of the country right there.
Yeah, I believe I wrote about this. It's been a few years, but in my first book, Police State USA, I talked about this type of issue. And, police are not military. The military is in place in America to fight for the rights of our country in war zones. But police are not war zone players. They are there to protect and serve. And there's already been a dramatic mind shift in this nation's police units, because you get so many people coming out of the military going into police work, and they bring with them that search and destroy type of mentality. And instead of being there to serve and protect, uphold the Constitution, just using words like yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and being more public servant in status, they've become a lot more aggressive. And part of that is because of the dangers on America's soil right now, but part of that is because the militarization of police have led us down this path. And I think the last step is to make it formal at the federal level.
Yeah, I would say you're probably right. That's where it's headed. Intentionally so. Let me ask you this. Jesus portrayed as a lesbian, really? What's going on?
So this is the next step in Hollywood, taking Jesus, because there was that movie some years ago, right? Jesus with Mary Magdalene. They were lovers, or they were married, or something, and that sparked an outrage. But that has gone by the wayside. So we need the next shock and awe out there about Jesus. And so now you have Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, taking on the role of Jesus as a lesbian in this new movie. And
Jesus as a woman. Lesbian.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to be a woman to be a lesbian, wouldn't you?
Well, I guess that's, Jesus can be all things to all people, but, to choose Jesus to be a lesbian is probably maybe on the list of things that Jesus should be considered for people. It's way, way, way down there, I would say.
It's a clear attack on Christianity.
It is.
I mean, let's face it. So,
yes,
it's probably done by the... Hey, Cheryl, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
At Washington Times, at CK Chumley on Twitter, or at CherylChumley.com.
Cheryl, what weather is most conducive to crime?
What?
Muggy. Muggy.
Kind of true.
My wife is actually smiling this time. Steve is laughing. Okay, last week I tried to get a reaction. They didn't react.
They weren't funny.
What do you mean?
They weren't funny.
Okay, so why don't you just say that? Say not funny, then I know.
I was in pain.
No, you weren't in pain from that. Do you hear this, Cheryl? My own wife is dissing me like that. That's just wrong.
I guess they want you to keep your day job.
Yeah, let me keep my day job. Okay.
Good call.
Hey, great, Cheryl. Thank you so much. You have a great 4th of July. And don't wear your mask if you don't want to. You have my permission. I'll send you out a written permit, okay?
Thank you, Dave. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it. Have a good 4th, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, we have a caller, I think. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chester from north of
Hello,
Doolittle.
Chester. What did I do wrong now?
Nothing.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Chester.
I just want to pass on some information.
Yes, please.
I think everybody would be interested. 2 interesting things happening in our favorite anti-Trump cities, Chicago and New York. if you go to Chicago news websites, they're kind of hiding it now. It was more clear yesterday. The police chief has got his new action plan for the holiday weekend, and it involves essentially sweeping the corners to take back the neighborhoods and try to disarm all the illegal gun owners, meaning the criminal thugs who are selling drugs.
Really?
That's what was announced yesterday, and it's kind of still mentioned in there, but they've kind of toned it down as far as now they're not going to be taking guns. They're going to drive people away from the corners. Here's the interesting thing: isn't that like stop and frisk?
Well, yeah, I would think so.
Okay, but you can't do stop and frisk, see, because that's racist.
Well, that's what they say, but
Yeah,
you know
but now that they have a
it
black
sure as hell
mayor
it sure as hell saved a lot of black lives in New York when Rudy Giuliani and I think Bloomberg continued the thing. It saved a ton of black lives.
Yes, Bloomberg continued it, and that's why later he renounced it and said what a terrible thing it was.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
Right.
He saved black lives.
Yeah.
See, that's where the craziness is.
Okay, that's Chicago. Now,
no, that was New York. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was Chicago. Now, in New York, what's happening is, Trump and or de Blasio has had this big feud going on with Trump, and he's painting. He's ordered that they paint Black Lives Matter on the street there, the big mural in front of Trump Tower. And that's been in the news for several days. Well, at the last minute, it turns out that all of that fell through because of logistical problems. Don't ask me what that even means, but they can't seem to even get their act together to paint something like that on the ground. Meanwhile, while all the focus of the mayor is on getting into a fight like that with Trump, have you seen the Occupy City Hall activities?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the pictures?
No, I haven't.
It is. Go to any of the websites that cover New York news, or best go to UK Daily Mail.
Uh-huh.
The entire city hall and surrounding area is a dump. If you ever saw the pictures from San Francisco, with the homeless, it looks just like that. The building itself is graffitied over.
Right.
There's trash everywhere. You've got all the people. The homeless people are camping out. More people have shown up. That place is a dump.
Yeah, and they're defecating in the streets and things like that.
I don't know that yet. I can't tell that
I'm sure
from the
they
photograph.
are.
I don't have smell-o-vision.
You don't have smell-o-vision?
No, I'm saying I don't have smell-o-vision.
Oh,
So I don't
okay.
know.
I don't think anybody would want that either.
Yeah, but it's and they're not going to do anything about it. I mean, this is crazy.
No, they're all in favor.
Well, I tell you what, Trump found these people that were taking down the statues, and he had a bunch of them arrested, and they're facing up to 10 years in jail.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Because those were federal property and federal grounds, whereas the problem is that in these big cities, where it's city property, the city is in support of it, and and the governors even are in support of it. That's where the problem is.
Well, it comes, here it is. It comes from, this is pandering. They are pandering. Pandering does not solve problems.
No, it creates more.
It just exacerbates the ones that are already there.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to really look at our history, and you want to get rid of these racist organizations like the Klan and all that stuff, and you want to tear down all these symbols of the Klan and all the racism and everything, I'm all for that as long as people understand what's going on. And let's start with the party that brought slavery to this country. Let's start with the party that fought for slavery in this country, that tore the Americans apart into the Civil War. After the Civil War, they lynched more white Republicans than they did blacks during the Reconstruction period, and that was the Klan working for them. And then they imposed all the separate but equal laws later on, and then they brought back Jim Crow laws later on. To further separate and everybody, and then you have the
I'm going to play.
That's called the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party. I didn't know if you'd get there.
Yeah, that's called the Democratic Party.
Okay, Democratic Party. Yes, sir.
So let's ban the entire Democrat Party. I mean, if you want to be honest about it, if you have any integrity at all, you have to start with the Democrat Party. Don't tear down. Don't tear down statues of George Washington. Tear down every sign that says Senator Byrd in West Virginia.
Yeah.
the Grand Kleagle of the Klan.
They'll never get rid of his statues, if there are any, or other honors. They all attended his funeral. This was back in the, I don't know if it was this century or a couple years before this century.
Oh, by the way, there's another totally unrelated story.
Yeah.
On, the Epstein and his sexual picadillos.
Maxwell.
And all that. Yeah, and now his girlfriend Maxwell, who's been arrested.
Yeah. People are betting on how long she's going to last.
He's going to be held in the same prison.
Who is?
Maxwell.
As the one with Epstein?
Where Epstein was held.
Oh, hey!
Convenient.
I give her one night.
No. I give her at least a week.
A week, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is sad. I mean, golly. Oh, the story she's got. They're all
exactly why.
Crazed about her, I'm sure.
Everybody, including MI6, would like to see her dead. I'm not going to.
Oh, sure, Prince Andrew.
They would like
absolutely.
to see her dead.
And Bill Clinton allegedly had an affair with her.
Oh no! You have to be able to back that up. You can't just.
There was a picture of her and him on a plane, and there was a story about it.
Oh no! That's just
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, I know. I can hear the disbelief in your voice. Okay, my friend. Listen, I gotta go. Hopefully, I'll see you and Martha later on today. And
if the storms don't hit,
have a great 4th of July, whatever happens. Okay, my friend.
Bye-bye.
All right, that's Chester from just north of Doolittle. He won't say Doolittle. It's just north of Doolittle. I don't know why. Anyways, it is what it is. Yep. I don't know. You know what? I think we need a little laughter here. I think, Seinfeld and his thing. Yeah, why don't you go and play that?
I like the idea of the women's room. You have a door that says women on it, and women come right out of it. What more do you want? Men say to me, where to meet women? I say, there you go, there's a door. What could be clearer than that? It says women, they got to be in there. The men's room, on the other hand, is a nauseating, disgusting place, and every man in there is a revolting, perverted human slime. Men don't want to meet, relate, or deal with any other man in the men's room. We don't even use our hands. We touch everything with the feet. Toilets, faucets, handles. We become orangutan as soon as we go in that door. They would have put ropes in there so we could swing in, pee, swing out.
So bring us back to reality here. Chester calls and said, well, he's not in the city limits of Doolittle. Technically, he is north of it.
Right.
Okay, I needed to know that. Why am I repeating it? That's the question here. I don't know.
Because he called and told me to tell you.
He called and made a big deal about it.
And I'm going to do what Chester tells me to do.
Oh,
okay?
my God.
Come on.
Give me a... All right, coming up pretty soon, we've got Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim to... diagnose me, or maybe I might be diagnosing her again. Who knows? Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Let me ask you something, partner. What are you doing for lunch? Surely you can do better than one of those fast food places or something that comes out of a brown bag. Come on over to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. Lunch can be fun, tasty, affordable, and quick. Colton's has a special lunch menu. Steak, chicken, seafood, salad, sandwiches, and our Montana burger. Plus at lunch you get Colton's famous homemade yeast rolls. Now you got lunch plans. At Colton's, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Reality check number 36. Shouldn't your personal banker know you, well, personally? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. The first thing we do is get to know you. Are you a planner or a last-second guy? Have a house full of crazy kids or an empty nest? We aren't just your banker. We're your neighbor who helps with money. We might even spring for a cup next time we see you in the coffee shop. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get $5,000 in cash allowance on the all-new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive, and receive 10 to 15% off MSRP on select 2020 Chevy models. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Did you go to one of those 13 public schools in Baltimore where not one kid is proficient in math? Because, hang on, the promise was keep your doctor, keep your plan, save $2,500 a year.
First of all, they're not mutually exclusive. Second of all, look, the inflation for healthcare was skyrocketing. But you know what? When you ask voters today, do they want to keep Obamacare? Sean, what do they say? You know the numbers.
Okay.
What do they say?
I'll put up the screen on Obama's promises. I'm going to repeat it. I'll put up on the screen. Keep your doctor. Hang on. Keep your plan. Save on average $2,500 a year. Okay. Look at what it says. Millions lost their coverage, their plans.
Sean, are we going to spend this whole time just you listing details on Obamacare?
Now that's think tank star multi-billionaire
Shark
Mark
Tank. Shark Tank?
Yeah, Shark Tank. What did I say?
Think tank. But it's pretty
Shark
much
Tank.
Right.
Tank. Okay, but he's a guy that's he advertises himself pretty much as a genius. He owns the Dallas Mavericks, and he's a big Joe Biden supporter. He's the guy that came out on the. In fact, I don't know if we have this as an extra, but he's the guy that came out, and I think we ought to play this extra number 1, 9/16/16. This is Mark Cuban saying what he'd do if Donald Trump won.
I have my Trump hedge on. In the event Donald wins, I have no doubt in my mind the market tanks. And so I literally have put on a more than 100% hedge that I'll put on stronger if it looks like there's a better chance.
What does that mean? Donald Trump wins in November. What is Mark Cuban doing?
Mark Cuban, if the polls look like there's a decent chance that Donald could win, I'll put a huge hedge on that's over 100% of my equity positions and my bond position as well that protects me just in case he wins.
What's so horrible about that prospect?
I just think all the uncertainty. I mean, we don't know what Donald Trump's plans are. And just right now, all we know are a little bit about his immigration, which tends to change on a day-to-day basis. And we know he's going to reduce taxes significantly.
So the stock market on 9/6/16, when he said that, was 18,510. And just about directly after Donald Trump, they had a little bit of a, it must have been because Cuban sold everything off, because it went down, the futures went down about 500, and then it went straight up. Straight up. So if this guy is telling the truth about what he was going to do, he'd be a pauper. Unless he didn't have that much in the stock market. I suspect he did have that much in the stock market. He was not only going to put the sale order on a bunch of his stocks or a sell short order, But he was going to borrow money and sell that short. Buy stocks and sell them. Sell short on stocks.
Just to try to help crash the economy?
No. He thought because Trump got elected,
the economy would crash.
Economy would tank and the stock market would tank. And he was predicting that. Where does this guy come off being some kind of a genius? And was he lying to people? How many people sold based on this expert's advice? That's what I'd like to know. All right? So coming up right now, I think we have our next guest. That would be Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim, and I know that's her. Please play her song. Go.
Okay.
Busted for Latin Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft for Bobby, sang the blues, yeah. Windshield wipers slapping time, holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song the driver knew. Freedom's just another.
All right, I'd like to play this song a little longer because it's so good. I don't know who sings this, but my God, is she good. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a bad boss expert. Sold lethal knives out of her car trunk. She's a pacer, an author, a mirror aficionado, a motivational speaker, and she's the shrink, the official shrink to Dave Weinbaum. The Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. There you go. Oh. Elon, eat your heart out. Oh, no, he doesn't get that kind of applause. Hi, Dr. Amy. From 1 to 10 now. How are you?
I'm a 10, doing well, thank you.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
Is that one of your official questions that they teach you to ask? Because they always used to ask me that when I like when you therapy.
Ask it.
I don't know how you're doing. No, I'm very concerned. Thank you. You're welcome. There are a lot of people out of work. Can you give us a few ways to spend that time?
Sure. The first thing is to figure out what your next step is. So if you're looking for work, make sure that you are being productive, yet also taking advantage of some of the downtime. So make sure that your resume is spruced up, get active on any type of social media page that might be helpful. I always recommend LinkedIn as a great opportunity to make professional connections. So if you have a nice base, then interact with those individuals, respond to articles, perhaps post questions, or contribute in some type of a professional organization dialogue. That really helps to just keep yourself fresh. And then also, while searching the job boards, there's so much out there online, just make sure not to do it all day, every day without taking a break. Rather, set a specific schedule. So maybe you'll, scour the job boards for 30 minutes in the morning and then 30 minutes at lunch and even 30 minutes at the close of a business day. But you need not spend every day, all day, doing it because it really can get very, very overwhelming. And there are so many amazing automatic functions that you can put on. So let's say you're looking specifically for a particular type of job. Then when something comes up on that job board, you might get an email notification, again, so that you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day, but then you're available to jump when you need to.
Does the pandemic mean that we probably shouldn't go out to businesses to try to get a job personally, in person?
I think it depends on the social distancing, rules and basic mores in each particular environment. I know in South Florida that's not the norm yet. But depending on the industry, I think that most are still up and running with an online function. Let's say that you want to work, at a restaurant or something, then I would assume that it's the same type of thing as normal, where you would go in and hand in your resume and, speak to whoever's physically there. So I think it just depends on the industry and the particular job. But yeah, I think we're seeing a lot more from an online standpoint. I actually keep getting interviewed for different publications in different industries. Even someone from an architecture type industry just interviewed me about this exact topic. So what do you do, and how are things changing, based on these newer things? So is every desk within any firm going to be further apart because of this? Are they going to have the plexiglass partitioner type things? Like what's happening, and how does that affect the way that we communicate?
Well,
are more meetings going to be held virtually?
They're working from home. What is it going to do to all these office buildings?
A lot of people are.
My goodness.
I don't know. It's actually, and then some organizations are shifting crews. So a bunch of, individuals might work on a team within an organization, and they will all come in, 1 week, and then they'll deep clean the building, and then the other team will come in the other week. But they're spread out so much so that, cubicles are no longer immediately next to each other. It's amazing the steps that individuals within organizations are taking to help to make it something that's comfortable for everyone involved. Because some people are very, very strict in adhering in a major way to social distancing standards, and others are already sick of it and not focusing as much, or perhaps in their particular geographic area.
Most people are getting
mandated.
sick. Most people are getting sick of it.
Well, we are sick of it as a family.
Well, there you go. You started off saying, it's so much fun to be together every day.
I love being with my family. I'm very happy being with my family, but I've got teenagers who are itching to hang out with their friends.
Yeah, come on. You're right. Okay,
yeah,
let me ask you this.
But the thing is, how you there are ways to do so and to do so safely. I mean, I think but it really depends on who we're dealing with, because, I have a friend whose daughter is severely asthmatic.
Yeah.
So she literally cannot get sick. And so she still wants to hang out with, with my daughter, but we have to figure out a way to do so so that we're not causing...
She can't wear a mask because that'll reduce her oxygen level, won't it?
Right. That is, by the way, a great, somebody's going to come up with some invention that's going to help, because I have a friend who's a teacher, and she's severely asthmatic, and when they're talking about coming back in the fall and teachers wearing masks, what that looks like for someone who can't breathe with a mask.
And you can't understand people who are talking to you with a mask on, especially a teacher.
Well, I can't. I actually, I love
you're
smiling
smart.
and
you have good ears.
I'm serious. I can't understand what people are saying if I don't look at their mouth, and I hear them. But imagine, some who are harder of hearing, or just used to using some of those social cues to figure out what someone means. It's hard to get it just from the twinkle in someone's eye.
We've been on this call for almost 10 minutes now. It's about, it's about 7 minutes, really. I've asked one question, and I've got 4 listed here. It's incredible. Hey, who said...
ask me the next one.
All right, who said, and I'm quoting here, "We feel good about ourselves when we make a difference in someone's lives"? Who said that?
I'm sure I said that.
All right, you sure about it? Huh? Okay. All right. Well, here's 2 things that I did that made.
Okay.
I think this is what you're talking about. Now, we have these every month. We have these old senior golf tournaments. I played in one here with Steve, a couple of them, and we always had a Lee's Chicken lunch afterwards, after they're compiling the prizes and all that stuff. And one of the workers at the clubs, who also plays in this tournament, they had to work during the luncheon, and there was no lunch left for him. He was so upset. I mean, he really was upset, visibly upset. So this month, I went out beforehand and went to my sponsor, Lee's Chicken, out there, and talked to the owner, and I said, I just bought some Lee's Chicken coupons for this guy, and he was happy and all that. So I actually stopped lunch while they were eating, and I said, you know what, somebody ripped this guy off. Somebody took his lunch, literally, not on the golf course, but they actually took his lunch. So I made a big deal out of it, and I awarded him the $20 gift card. And not only was he happy about it, but I had guys coming up to me later saying, hey, that was really good that you did that. And the other thing I'm going to say is my granddaughter Lexi is now in golf with her cousin brother, we call him, because we were born in the same hospital room, one day apart. And she played last year and stuff, and she really didn't play much at all. So she was a little awkward out there. And it came down, she was missing some balls and things like that. And I told her, and she was getting upset about that. And I told her, I says, hey, everybody misses the ball. Your cousin, Daxton, just missed the ball just now. And as I was walking away from her, I heard her tell one of her buddies, that made me feel good. And then they had a contest. All right? She's hiding behind a tree saying, I'm not doing this. I'm just not going to do this. So I walked up to her and I said, look, you're a Weinbaum. Weinbaums, yeah, we get scared, but we also go into battle. Okay, so I want you to go up there and give it your best shot. There's 25 kids out there. She's probably one of the worst ones so far. She hits her ball. She's towards the end of it. She wins the tournament. She wins it. She wins it. Well, not only that, the coach didn't believe it, so he made her do it again, and she almost put it in the hole. I mean, it was like 30 yards out or so. She won it twice, and ever since then, she's been really happy, I think. So isn't it a good way to? Is that what you're talking about when you say that?
I mean, definitely, and it can be different things like that. People people who you're close to, people who are just strangers on the street. It makes such a difference when we can do something and give back.
Now, let me ask you this: how the hell do I make my wife happy?
You have to ask her what she wants.
What do you want, honey?
And how? So, what do you need from me in order to be happy? Does that mean, because everyone is different, right? So some of us like to have someone wait on us hand and foot. Others prefer to have autonomy. Others prefer to be heard when spoken to. That's generally a big one for women. Right? So listen to me and make sure and let me know that you really heard what I'm saying, not just yes, dear, yes, dear. So I think that, there's so many things.
Well,
Alad and I have a thing we watch TV at night. That's our special time, and we watch a show, and we come up with oh my gosh, you know what we're watching now? Grey's Anatomy. I had never seen the show before this summer, ever, and it's in its 16th, 17th season.
Wow!
So now that's our
your
evening thing. Yeah, I love it. So he sits and watches, even if he'd probably watch something else. He sits with me and makes me happy.
Oh, that's cute. That's so sweet. I wish I was this sweet. I'm going to try, honey.
We have our couch time.
We do. We watch some movies and stuff like that. It just that I'm so obsessed with the news from like Sunday through Wednesday and Thursday too, that Friday and Saturday, are free days to watch anything else she wants to do, and I cooperate there, don't I?
Not much.
No,
but
stop.
I think you should listen to Amy about listening.
See, so that to me, I like to have someone spend time with me.
You need to listen to Amy about listening.
No, I agree. No, you're absolutely correct.
Excellent point.
All right, now that we're done punishing Dave here, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, and I still got 2 questions to ask, but we don't have the time. I'll have to save them for another time. Other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and hire you?
Well, thank you. You can find me at CooperStrategicGroup.com or AmyCooperHakim.com. My book, Working with Difficult People, is sold anywhere books are sold. It's in ebook and audio format as well. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Cooper Hakim.
Dr. Amy, my teacher once asked me what kind of tree I'd be, but I refused to go out on a limb. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve,
I like that one. That's good.
Well, you can tell the kids, and you might have to explain it to Eli,
totally. I love those. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You have a great weekend, great 4th of July. Shabbat shalom, my friend.
Shabbat shalom. Nice to talk to you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. She's a nice person. Okay. There you go. Oh, man. All right. So I don't know what that was kind of funny. Kind of cute, wasn't it?
She had good advice. Do you remember what she said?
Hell no.
Were you listening to what she said?
Well, no, I wasn't listening. I was sort of listening.
You're supposed to listen.
Look, I'm trying to figure out.
Listen to the women.
Listen
to the women.
What'd you say? Come on, I'm working here.
I'm glaring at
I'm
you.
working. I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at what breaks we've got left. I'm working here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the next questions I want to ask her. I'm trying to figure out, do I get any more questions in? Come on. Steve, am I wrong? Oh, stop it.
Pain again.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what I think you need? You need a little bit of patience. So listen to this. You just need
See,
a
boy,
little.
this is why I prefer to just shoot fish.
Can we?
No, we're not going to shoot any fish. You're not helping. I'm trying to teach you about patience here.
Well, then get to it.
I don't like being patient.
Nobody does. It's a learned skill. What do we call people that go willy-nilly through life just doing things because it feels good?
Democrats.
Attaboy.
Okay, we're going to be getting somebody else pretty soon. That would be Laura the Illuminator, running for Congress. We got some news about her in Facebook. All right, that should be interesting. So remember, call the show. We're going to take a break right now. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, Food Equipment Repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
Stop looking for the best steak in Rolla and join Sydney's Friday nights for a 16-ounce ribeye served with 2 delicious sides. Call 426-3707 for a reservation. And don't forget, next weekend is Prime Rib Weekend. So join your friends at Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. Open Wednesday through Friday, 11 to close, and Saturday, 4 till close. Great lunch specials and dinner specials, and a great selection of whiskeys and craft beer for your pleasure. See Facebook for their daily specials. Look, like, and share. Don't miss out. Call in, curbside, and dine-in available.
shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get $5,000 in cash allowance on the all-new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive, and receive 10 to 15% off MSRP on select 2020 Chevy models. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
So what law enforcement groups are endorsing your bill?
They're not endorsing it, but they said it was a good template to work from.
Well, why aren't they endorsing it then? You've cited them twice as supporters of this idea, but they're not endorsing your bill, so they don't actually support it. So why are you bringing them up as evidence that it's a good idea?
They think it's a better idea to be in the discussion than be outside of it.
But if you care what they think, why don't you write something they'll endorse?
And that doesn't necessarily mean we won't get there. That's not going to be done today. The Democrats now think they can win with it in the election, and that's why we needed to be engaged now in a way that would have kept it on the table.
So you need to write a bill that law enforcement won't endorse. The country's burning, not because cops are burning it down, but because the mob is. But you think the morally culpable party is the police, so you're making it easier for left-wing groups to sue them. Am I missing something?
You know, this is a Republican senator, supposedly a conservative, Braun in Indiana. And I think he is basically condoning Black Lives Matters. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Martin. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, you must be like that Karnak. You knew my name when you asked for it. You said,
I know.
What's your name?
I'm psycho. I've been told I'm psycho. I mean psychic. Where are you, psycho? Psychic.
Just for your information,
yes,
that song you were playing, I believe it was called Me and Bobby McGee, and the person who recorded it for Platinum Record was Janis Joplin.
Well, who was that singing?
So,
who was that singing?
Janis Joplin.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. Did you think that was Janis Joplin?
Because,
no. I'm positive.
She sings a lot harder. She sings a lot heavier in the bridge, or not the bridge, but the chorus. But she starts soft with that part. This
is my guest, Dr. Amy, singing this. Does that ring a bell? Dr. Amy is singing the song. She's got the music of this Janis Joplin song, but that's her singing it. She's the only guest I have that sang her own song, and she's pretty darn good, isn't she?
Well, she's not bad. She needs to sing a little louder, but she's got a good voice.
Let's hear you sing.
You could use her on your... Sorry.
You could be on
the Weinbaum music.
Yeah, we're going to put you on the Weinbaum music reveille. Yeah, there you go. We'll put it after the 2020.
Yeah, there you go. I love to hear the lovely Lisa's voice.
Oh, so do I.
Thank you.
And both of these guys, you know what?
Once in a while, he lets me talk.
They were so quiet last week. It was like you could hear.
I told you I was in a great amount of pain.
You could hear a mouse fart in this studio.
Or you talk.
That's right. Or me talking. That was about it.
Now there's some important statistics I can throw out to you about masks. Masks are, according to the latest statistics, they reduce oxygen between 5 and 20%, depending on the person. And prolonged mask usage can damage your lungs. Now, isn't that a winner?
Which is exactly what this disease does. Is it's damaging to your lungs. You can't breathe.
Exactly.
So I don't get this.
It dumbs you down too.
Well, it's because they don't care about what happens to you. They just want people to get used to following without thinking their orders, okay? That they're supporting this craziness. Now, there's a brand new study that just dropped yesterday about hydroxychloroquine. Mm-hmm. And in that study, they found that almost to a man, there's nothing on the marketplace that reduces inflammation and helps the body like people put on this drug, because as long as they're not so far gone that you're like a few steps from the water falling in, this is a fabulous drug.
Yeah.
And remdesivir does not reduce viral load, period. So it's been a huge zero, and they're not telling you that because Fauci is tied to remdesivir.
There you go.
He's
It's
involved
you know
with
what?
that.
You follow the damn money.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
and this fraud, by the way, and he admitted lying. He lied to America and said we don't have any masks right now. Well, we had the masks. He was just saving them for the healthcare people, which is fine. Well, why not just level with us though? Why do you have to lie about it?
And there's one very important thing I have to say
Yeah.
about one other topic real quick, and that is this thing about increased cases and things like that. When you test more, like you said, you're going to find more. But they're not having these. In Texas, they are not overwhelmed in the ER rooms by COVID patients. There's only about 15 to 20% of the people in those ICUs that are COVID. Most of them are people who didn't get surgeries done, problems taken care of. Like
because they
cancer,
canceled all those in the first part of the COVID deal. Right.
So now what they do is when somebody shows up and they have to test them for COVID, even though they may be coming in for cancer,
Right.
they list them as COVID because they get like $3,200 from Medicaid for just seeing a COVID patient.
So we don't really
it's
know,
just a
except for the
scam.
fact that the deaths are going down.
The other thing that you got to watch is that you've got these hospitals coming forward and saying the CDC said we should not only list the new COVID patients, but list anybody who tests positive for antibodies.
Yeah.
So if you've ever had COVID,
Right.
you get listed as a new person.
Yeah.
Come on. This is a sham.
Martin,
And they
we need you in office somewhere. We need you to run for
Well, they
something.
put me- yeah. Well, they don't let me run in this state or jump or dance for the sake of that silver McDonald's arch up in St. Louis. They don't want that falling over. But I got news for you.
What's
you
that?
You guys are great, and I want
Thanks.
to tell you something.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to say this, and I have time to say it. There are certain people who are heroes in this country, and you don't know how much it hurts me to say this, but you are a hero because you have stood this mess that's been thrown on business, and you have provided food for people at a reasonable price through 5 different locations. Then you are still going and possibly going strong, and that means you're a heck of a businessman. And everybody ought to thank you for your time and your effort and the disposition you put into making people feel welcome at your place.
He likes
because
me.
That truly was a hero.
He really likes
You're making him cry, man. You're making him cry.
Oh my God!
Pull yourself
Remember the $20 bill that you no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no. We don't talk about that. For goodness sakes, no. No. I think this phone call's over. Well, look at the time. All right. Good. Thank you.
Bye, Mark.
Sorry.
Thank you, Martin. I really appreciate that. I'm taking that to heart, and I really appreciate that. Happy
I mean
4th.
it.
Happy 4th of July, and you're a great caller. You got a lot of smarts, and I appreciate you. And you and yours have a great 4th of July. Thanks.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. And well, I guess we don't have enough time for a break. However, we were talking before about standing up for our country, and I think this is something that really relates to that. And this is the SNL skit, the next one.
We will do what has never been done. Scan the household pet's mind to translate his thoughts into words. Now, the subject today will be my own dog, Max. Max, speak.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Max. It's me, Max. I like Park and Leash, and I like Trump. He's my man. Donald Trump is our president. He carried the Electoral College fair and square.
This can't be right. Did you know your dog likes Trump?
He doesn't.
I absolutely do. Trump has issues, but one big change is better than business as usual. The Dow was up 2,700 points since he was elected. What's not to like?
I'm sorry, but you're just a dog. You don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Helen, but yes, I do. Stinking helmet. Can't believe you put this on me.
I can't believe you're saying this. You're supposed to be my best friend.
And as your friend, I don't want to see your tax dollars going to health care for illegals.
Explode. What about his record on women's rights? Don't you want me to have a choice over my own body?
You didn't afford me a choice when you cut off my balls.
And that's what's happened, apparently, to members of Congress. On the Republican side, somebody has cut off their genitals. Okay? Somebody, they're also, even McConnell is saying, oh, yeah, pass the defense bill, and, yeah, we'll just change all the names of the forts in the southern United States. I mean, even McConnell is doing that crap. Do I have a caller?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
What was Chester doing, calling again?
Just making a complaint.
About who?
Me. It's all right.
Really?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, my God.
I wish he wouldn't do that in the middle of our show.
Well, he mostly criticizes me.
Right.
But I asked for it. I just don't want him to do it like with 30 seconds to go in the show so I can properly thank people and things like that. So we're here, and we got the Illuminator coming on shortly, hopefully. It's a little different time. Sometimes when I mess with
She's usually on time, so
Yeah,
I'm wondering if she
yeah.
got her times confused again.
Well, there it is.
There it is.
I hope that's it. Okay. So, now I know this has to be Laura Loomer. Is that correct?
Yes, it's Laura.
Okay.
How are you?
All right, we're going to play your little song for you so you don't get upset.
On the street, it sounds so familiar. Great expectations, everybody's watching you. People you meet, they all seem to know you.
I'd sing it, but you know what? Let's just say this. She's the new kid in town. I think we got to edit it because we get nervous about songs here because if you play it too long, they cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, formerly the best conservative journalist in the world. She is the most banned person in the history of the world and now running for Congress to in Trump's home district. She would be the youngest woman ever elected to Congress. Please welcome the bravest person I know, Laura the Loomer Luminator. All righty, all the way from, you're in Florida, right?
We're in Florida.
Yeah, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing well, just working hard, campaigning, just another day of big tech trying to sabotage our campaign.
Yeah, what happened with
yesterday
Facebook? I saw that. I glanced at my phone and I saw.
Yesterday, Facebook basically created a new policy that said that Laura Loomer for Congress cannot run any ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're also making it so that PACs can't run Laura Loomer for Congress ads either. So they're just full-blown trying to interfere in my campaign and my election and committing election interference. And it's a violation of the law because they're giving illegal in-kind contributions to my Democrat opponent.
So what can you do about it?
Well, we are exploring our options right now. My FEC attorney is aware of it. And, Twitter, of course, has been doing similar things. And so my FEC attorney, Charlie Spees, has called on the DOJ to act immediately since it's the job of the FEC to act, but the FEC doesn't have a quorum in place right now, and so none of the FEC complaints that have been filed are being addressed. So it's a problem. It's a serious
It's a
problem.
very, very serious problem because Trump's getting some of the same behavior from Facebook, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is.
Well, they know who they're worried about, don't you? You and the president.
Of course.
So you were one of the big stars on Twitter, where you got banned, but now you're a superstar on. What is it? It's not Parler. It's Parley. Parlay. Excuse me. Did you know that it was Parlay?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me that?
It's French.
Okay. Parlay. Okay. And so what's your experience on Parler? I got on there, by the way. I think I follow you, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I don't know how to do it yet, so I'm gonna have to take a course.
We're working on it, yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're fighting it blind, just like I did when I was on Twitter, actually. So tell me about your experience there.
It's a free speech platform, and I'm banned everywhere else, and so I have over 500,000 followers on Parler.
Wow.
And I'd say my experience is pretty great. It's been going well.
So that's twice the amount you had on Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So no problems. They don't shadow ban you. They don't take away your the numbers of the followers and things like that, like Twitter does.
No, they don't censor. There's no censorship there.
That's great. Why wouldn't liberals want to go on there?
Well, I hope more people do get on.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the news a little bit. New York City docks the cops $1 billion out of the $6 billion they're already getting. Is this a good idea?
No, it's not good to slash funding for the police, and New York City is about to turn into a war zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna defund the police in New York City, and crime is going to skyrocket.
Well, it is skyrocketing, and they've got City Hall, I think, cordoned off. You got like the Occupy Wall Street, only now it's at City Hall, and de Blasio seems to be more concerned about the Black Lives Matters painting that he's going to put right near Trump Towers than he is about anything that has to do with the city or the police.
Yeah, and honestly, too, he shouldn't be using taxpayer dollars to put political messages, especially very incendiary political messages, on public property. I mean, it's not okay to do. And Black Lives Matter is not just a regular organization that is fighting for black people. Black Lives Matter, many people believe that Black Lives Matter is a violent organization that has ties to domestic terrorists and Antifa, and it's not an acceptable organization.
Well, and that goes along with what they did in D.C., which is a federal city, where this guy Tom Fitton is now suing the federal government over the use of the that thing leading up to the street leading up to the White House that says Black Lives Matter. Well, he wants some streets to be able to write on too, to be able to paint. The only thing I can say, this is a boon for the paint business. Let's invest in paint companies, for goodness sakes.
Right.
So
well, definitely crazy times that we're seeing right now. I mean, these Democrat politicians are more concerned with putting out their partisan messages than they are about keeping their communities safe. And this election season is really all about law and order.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you read about the St. Louis couple? Did you see that group, those two?
No, that was great. Those two, the couple that was trying to defend themselves. I mean,
and I'm very familiar with that. I'm very familiar.
A lot of Americans feel right now.
I'm very familiar with that neighborhood because right across the street is a hotel we stay in. Very nice hotel, Chase Plaza Hotel. And it's right across the street from, I believe, where these people live. And it's a mixed area, but they've got a lot of major hospitals and things like that right near it. But apparently they hear a lot of shooting going on at night.
Right.
So they're nervous, these guys. And they're both lawyers, by the way.
Right.
So we had a situation here. Tell her about Eminence.
Well, there's a little town in southern Missouri down here, Laura, and it's got a total of about 617 people. And the Antifa thought they were going to go down there. It's a big tourist attraction because all the rivers, and you float the rivers and stuff. Well, 300 people. There's a sheriff. There is no police department because the town's so small. So there's a sheriff and 2 deputies. 300 people came out and got on top of the roofs and lined the streets of Main Street, and these guys came out to do their protest, looked around, decided this wasn't a safe place to be, and left.
Did you mention that they were armed?
Yeah, armed.
Okay, armed.
Yeah. No, they were all armed, sitting on top of the roof, sitting. I mean, it was like an old Western movie where the bad guys coming into town and they're just all waiting for them right there.
So other than the fact that you've made Facebook very nervous about your prospects, which means that you're probably close to winning, are there any other things that are happening in your campaign that we need to know?
Well, we're just having a lot of success. There's people from all across the country in all 50 states who are supporting me, and we're making a lot of waves calling Lois Frankel out. I mean, just this week alone, she stood with Black Lives Matter, which is an anti-Semitic organization, and as of yesterday, she was calling for over $260 million in COVID relief that was supposed to go towards American citizens in the district. She wants that money to go towards illegal aliens.
Oh, jeez. Amazing. So what's your feel from the constituents that you would be leading? Are they buying this?
Well, people are really unhappy with Lois Frankel and really unhappy with how the Democrats are siding with Antifa and rioters who are endangering the community. A lot of people are really pissed off about the fact that these Democrats, including Lois Frankel, are trying to propose initiatives to defund the police. So, this is all about law and order this election cycle, and the people are favorable towards me, and that's why I'm polling ahead of Lois Frankel by 9 points.
Wow.
Excellent.
Keep up the good work. Other than DaveWeinbaum.net, Laura, where can people find and contribute? And I am a contributor to you.
Yep. You can go to LauraLoomerForCongress.com. That's LauraLoomerForCongress.com, and that's where you can sign up for my emails, my text alerts, and that's where you can make a donation. And also, you can follow me on Parler at Laura Loomer.
There you go. Hey, Laura, last night I tried to close the bar, but I couldn't even bend it. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura, the Illuminator, Loomer. No, they can't see you chuckling. They can't see you chuckling to yourself.
I'm chuckling. I'm
and
laughing.
Okay.
I can see you trying
and
to bend the bar.
Laura, I get no response from these people. All right, is that good or bad? No, I'm not getting a response from her.
Maybe they don't like your jokes. Maybe they don't like your jokes. They don't like your dad jokes.
No, now you're going to start in
your dad jokes.
You've already loomered me once. I've got that on tape, by the way. I play it once in a while. You've loomered me once. All right, you listen to me. You have a great. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. I said maybe they don't like your dad jokes.
Okay. I can't use dirty jokes on the air. It's an FEC thing. Hey, you have a great weekend. Shabbat shalom, my friend, and do well.
Bye.
Okay,
Yeah,
stay well.
Shabbat shalom. You as well.
Thank you. Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Okay. That's Laura, the Illuminator.
There you go. Sounds like she's doing really well.
Yeah, I
too.
think she is,
man.
but
That
wow,
would be so
Facebook
cool for her to get elected into Congress and get in
I
there and kick some butt.
I will go to her
Right.
Inauguration, and I will contact her about bills and advice. I give her advice. I give her advice now. I told her, "You're going to do what?" She said, "I'm gonna handcuff myself to the Twitter building." I swear to God.
Yeah, I remember her doing that,
dad.
yeah.
It was like Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, and I was on the phone to her, and her dad was in the room. Maybe he was telling her dad jokes. I don't know. But she says, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to handcuff myself to Twitter." And I says, "Well, you're your own person, but I wouldn't do that." And I wouldn't. What the hell? You're there, and you're going to have your whole body attached to the building. I mean, it's like to me, it's a sitting target, isn't it?
Well, she was trying to make her point.
Yes,
and she did.
And she did make her point. I mean, she became the most. She is banned from Twitter, and for like 2 or 3 days, she became the most trending thing on Twitter.
Right.
All over the world.
Right.
That's incredible.
Well, it's unbelievable what Facebook is doing to her, too, telling her that she can't, run political ads, and they're taking them from the other party and other people and stuff. I don't get it.
There you go.
I don't get it.
No, neither do I. Hey, I think we ought to do something about the pandemic. We're on our PSC. Is that what they call a PSC?
PSA.
PSA, yes.
Public service announcement.
I'll get it one day. I've only been in this business for 12 years now. PSA.
PSA.
PSD.
Called a PSC.
So maybe George Carlin can tell us something about these germs, and I can talk to that person after that.
What do you think you have an immune system for? It's for killing germs. but it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So listen. If you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs, what are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're weak and you got a weak immune system. Now,
That's so funny.
You got a week, and
speaking of funny, we got JL on the line. How you doing, JL? What's going on, my friend?
Hey, better than you deserve. I mean, better than I deserve.
Because I kind of talked through your little call last week, and I forgot about it, and then I asked you to call back, and you got all hissy. And
I was busy.
Yeah, you're busy.
I was listening. I was listening,
but I felt bad about it.
To your whole show.
Okay.
Well, don't worry about it.
No,
I told you, no problem, friend.
I know,
and
but I don't believe you.
Thank you for getting back to me. I got your message too,
all right,
Miss
that's
Lisa.
Good.
That's call the show. But anyway, sometimes there's other things that people have to do. It can't just call on the phone, right?
No, excuse me for asking.
Sorry, Dave. I reserved.
Excuse me. All right, now what do you want?
I reserved the 3 hours to listen to you.
Yes, okay.
But calling in,
Oh no, I like it when you call in because I feel good about myself when you call. I don't know why,
you're
but
good. You're good.
I have no idea why. I got to talk to Dr. Amy about that. Why do I feel good when JL calls?
Yeah, well, your tree joke a while ago, right?
My what?
Tree joke.
Your tree joke.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, I had that same question asked me. I told him I couldn't answer it because I didn't want to stick it to him.
Oh, that's not bad. That's even better than mine. Is that all you got? Is this?
No.
Yeah?
No, I'll tell you what. I was on the serious part of my conversation with you was the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, right.
I got this from I get all the stuff from President Trump. We know it's not directly him, but I'm on his party there. And anyway, and the Democrats were saying they are attacking President Trump for celebrating the 4th of July at Mount Rushmore as a symbol of white supremacy.
Yeah, how about that?
No, and they truly hate everything.
Well, they are so desperate to get the black vote, and they know they're like gone without the black vote. I mean, and they're willing to have a lot of blacks die over that too. This is willfulness, putting people in a spot where they're killing each other and blaming the Republicans for it. And this is such evilness. It's incredible. God wants. I want to take the people that are killing each other and say, wake up to what they're doing to you.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Well,
give me a break.
The deal at Eminence.
Yeah.
That's why I was calling you last week, because that happened prior to that. And you got a fellow over in Salem that calls you too. He won't get on your show, but you know who I'm talking about. You've back and forth with Marlon. But anyway, you know, that was quite the deal, and I'm very happy that those people stood up with the police department, sheriff's department, to put an end to that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I really do. And
so you know this guy Marlon?
Yes.
Okay, tell him to call the show. You know, he's sending me texts, and it's hard for me to answer sometimes.
I talk to him 3 or 4 times a week normally. He's probably listening right now.
Marlon, call the show.
He's a friend of mine. He used to work with me when I had my construction company over at Fort Leonard Wood. He was a forklift operator, very good one, and quite a man. But anyway, well, Dave, listen. Thank you for taking my call. One last thing.
Yes, I can imagine.
Have you ever smelled mothballs?
Have I ever smelled mothballs? No, I don't get that close to them.
Okay, I was just wondering about that. Why did the duck go to jail?
I guessed the joke, didn't I? Why did he was out on bill, wasn't he?
No, because he got caught selling quack.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
Competition now.
At least I'm getting competition for the worst jokes ever. Thank you so much. I think you're winning, by the way. JL, you have a great 4th of July, my friend, okay? All right.
You guys do. God bless.
Yeah, God bless. Thanks. Hey, okay, let's see what we're going to do now. I know we're going to do something now because I feel like doing another thing here. We always have too many of these things and not enough to do. I think we have to be concerned about how to protect our cars, not just our houses, but our cars. So I think we need to go on how to do that.
From the makers of Hillary Home Security comes the latest in anti-theft technology for your automobile. It's the Hillary Car Alarm. This is one car alarm that's too annoying to be ignored. Just listen to this satisfied owner.
The Hillary Car Alarm is the most sensitive alarm available, and it responds to voice commands. All right already, I'll vote for you! And it sure beats that old-fashioned Howard Dean car alarm.
Protect your car with the Clinton Cackle and get the Hillary Car Alarm today.
You gotta admit this. We have good bits. You gotta admit it. Okay,
That's
come on.
Funny. That's pretty funny.
Who has better bits? I don't even think Russia has better bits. And these are old. Golly, we get new ones in at least maybe one every other week or so. So anyway, all right. Listen. Up next, we've got DeAnna Lorraine calling all the way from California. I think if she still lives there. Oh wait, I know. You know where she told me she's going to be?
Texas?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rush? Oh, she's up there for the 4th of July festival.
Yeah,
right,
okay. How cool. And we know now she likes country music, so got that taken care of. So I think we're going to take a break right now. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit A1TechofRolla.com.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Are you making it easier for business owners to sue the mob for burning their businesses down? I haven't noticed that bill coming out of the Senate.
Hey, if we're not in the discussion, Tucker, we're going to be on the sidelines like we are on so many issues as conservatives because we fail to engage and they run circles around us in the end run.
You think you're going to keep the Senate in the fall on this platform?
I think we're going to keep the Senate if we at least are willing to engage in issues that are important to the American public and that we don't always stand on the sidelines until it's too late. It's more about when you get involved in the issue.
I don't think the public supports you at all on this. With respect, I just don't.
I think law enforcement knows they need to have a better system than what they got now because it's stigmatizing them unduly.
You know, this once again is a Republican senator, Braun, and he's not alone. He is actually condoning this kind of behavior, and he's wrong. He's not helping anybody. Maybe it'll help his election, but that's not necessarily leadership. He's doing it at the expense, just like the Democrats are, of black lives and white lives that may be taken because of their inability to stand up to this. You know, you got to know right from wrong, and you know, I mean, we're not always right, but we're not always wrong either. But we can listen to each other and argue with each other as to what the best solution is. So for 70 years, when they come up with no solutions at all except for electing Democrats, you got to say, wait a minute, you got to look at this differently because you're not solving the problem. Donald Trump said that. What do you got to lose? And then he had the best economy for blacks in the history of this country until the pandemic hit. And then he's bringing it back now. He's bringing it back for blacks and Latinos and all the others, minorities. So it's incredible to me why people won't sit down and reason with each other instead of sponsoring people to hate each other and kill each other.
Exactly. That's what I don't get. I mean, when is it going to come? When are the solutions going to start being presented? That's what we're not. Well, we are.
They won't. They're being presented by a very few people. The President of the United States so far, it's a pretty powerful presentation.
Right.
But even he was a little weak on it for a while. It didn't react right away. Maybe he shouldn't. Maybe he should. That could be argued because you got a states thing. Aren't they supposed to protect their citizens? Aren't they supposed to protect the people in Seattle?
Right.
You know, they didn't do it. Well, you know, then you got a problem. You got a federal problem, but not right away.
Right.
You can't just invade the states all the time. They've got to take care of the problem. You got to expect the people not to elect stupid mayors and stupid governors like the ones in Seattle, like the ones in New York.
So the way we're going to get our best results is to get out and vote this year.
Absolutely. You got to remove these people and these ridiculous. What happens? Is there something in the water that makes them think this way? Don't they recognize the calamity that's going on? Okay, now I don't know who this is, but I think I know. Is it the Spitfire, the Sicilian Spitfire?
Nope.
That's not you. you.
Sounds like Adolf.
I'm going to kick your butt.
All
right, I got DeAnna Lorraine calling me in about
30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay?
Why don't you talk to her first, and I'll call you back.
All right, thanks. I appreciate that. I know she's calling because she's been debating. I almost said some stuff to you that would be embarrassing. Okay, get off my phone, please. Thank you very much.
I'm going to make this announcement. I have interviews every half hour from 9:30 on, and then I got JJ at about 9:15, right after my monologue, 9:10, 9:15. So if you're thinking about calling me, don't call me on the hour. Every half hour we have interviews.
Yep, 10 and then the.
And I go for that. I love the interviews.
Right.
I thought
we love talking to you out there too.
Oh sure, I love the callers.
These guys are kind of set up on a timed schedule.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of guys don't like callers. Now I got enough stuff that I can talk about, but I like to hear from others. I want to hear what people are thinking. I want to hear people tell me that I missed something. Like Chester. I like Chester. He calls the show and tells me, I think you're wrong about a few things, Or he'll argue about my, jokes or something. Tell me how I should be nicer to my wife. I don't know what that means.
There you go.
All right. Well, I think I know who this is now. We had a guy No, that's you. All right. We had a guy with a voice like this. I think he was intimidating. Quite frankly, he's an old friend of the show. Anyways, let's play your new song.
I'm going home, roll my shotgun, wave out the door and light a cigarette. He wants a fire, well now he's got one. He ain't seen me crazy yet. Slapped my face and shook me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I wanna show him what little girls are made of. Gunpowder and lead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, former congressional candidate, author with 2 books, star of TV, radio, blogs, and now works for Newsmax, the Sicilian Spitfire. Let's hear it for DeAnna Lorraine.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, DeAnna. Welcome back.
Good to see you. Yeah,
welcome
great
back.
to hear you. Good to see you.
All right, you're not home. You're in South Dakota.
Yeah, I'm actually in South Dakota right now. I'm going to be here for tomorrow, or tonight, actually, rather. The president is supposed to be here tonight to grace us presents. And tomorrow, 4th of July, and we're going to have a big celebration.
Well, that's great. I mean, you going to be in with the president or what?
I don't think I'm going to be, in there,
yeah.
But, I hope to see him as much as possible.
Well, you have to arrange it so that he sees you, so you can be in his next administration.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, are you guys coming to Dakota?
No. We're going to spend one day at the Lake of the Ozarks with my huge family, and then we're going to go home.
Okay.
So we can't get a hotel room down there, but I got a condo, and there's 9 or 10 of them. So we're not going to spend the night. It's not enough room in there. Anyway, Hillary said that if elected, you can bet Joe Biden will never tweet about his TV ratings. Does she think the numbers would be worth bragging about for Joe Biden?
I think she does. I don't know how, but apparently she does. She thinks that he would have somehow better numbers than Trump.
I don't see it. I mean, there's no enthusiasm for this guy at all.
There's no energy, no enthusiasm,
nothing. And he's come out of the hole, and they gave him a nice little pat in the head at the news conference for him, and didn't ask him any tough questions. Just gave him a pass, So, go ahead.
I just think that he almost looks like just a puppet. He doesn't have anything to say. He just rehearses some lines. He can barely, just in the comfort of his own basement, when he has a teleprompter in front of him, he could barely even get his lines right.
I think during the press conference the other day, he had a teleprompter.
Yep. Yeah, of course. And he still messes up, and he still doesn't know what he's saying. But there's no authenticity there. There's no enthusiasm there. He doesn't passionately love the country or appear to have any passionate beliefs and opinions that we can all get behind. Nobody can, because there's nothing there. It's an empty space.
Yeah. Hey, as Chop / Chaz gets shut, BLM burns Portland and looking for other places like the middle of New York City Hall, maybe even Portland. What's up with this?
Well, we need to have law and order restored back to our country.
And obviously with Chaz and Chop, they set an example that they can do it, and people will just stand behind and stand down and allow them to take over. So now those Antifa in Portland are doing the same. They're emboldened. And Antifa are going to be doing this in every city if we don't put a stop to it and send an example that this can't be happening in America. So I think Trump needs to come in a little more heavy-handed and with an iron fist. And I think that he needs to put an end to this or help to put an end to this because certainly the mayors and the police in these local Democrat cities aren't doing it. In L.A., they already started the process of dismantling the police and defunding it.
It's incredible. It's just
and
nuts.
New York, so two of the most busy, crime-ridden cities are talking about seriously dismantling the police.
Which means that these cops are all going to become private security people, and they're going to make a lot of money. But but here's the problem: the poor won't get serviced by police. They will not. They will be run by a mob. They will be at their whim, at their mercy.
Yeah, exactly. So, and when you are in need of a real police intervention and, you're about to get robbed or raped or something like that, I don't think a life coach coming to your house and helping to mediate the situation is really going to help anything.
No, what happens if somebody there has a gun and you're not armed?
Yep.
Of course. Crazy. Hey, Tucker Carlson for 2024, is that what you're thinking? Are you?
I would love.
Are you positioning yourself for maybe the VP, or would you be the president to his vice presidency?
I would never want to take that job,
okay.
But it would be great to be in a part of someone's, campaign or a part of someone's team. But I would never want the job of president of the United States.
So what's gotten into Tucker lately? He had a great start, and then he was a little bit. I don't think anybody would come on his show because he ripped them all apart, all the liberals he had. But now he's really nailing it, and he's nailing a lot of Republicans too.
You know what? His secret is truth. He just literally speaks the truth, and it's such a rarity these days for a journalist to be an actual journalist and speak the truth. He really reports on what's really going on. He doesn't hold back any punches. He criticizes those who need to criticize. Sometimes he criticizes the president. Sometimes he criticizes Republicans. But he tells exactly what's going on right now and what we need to do about it. And that is it's just people are hungry for the truth right now. Nowhere else really. I cannot really find anywhere else. Maybe Jesse Waters, a few other reporters on TV that will like simply report the truth, and he's unafraid of the consequences, and he's very brave, and it's scary because I hope that he doesn't get banned, then we're really screwed. But he's been a great leader and voice of truth and sanity throughout this whole year, which has just been incredible.
Yes,
all these rocky times.
Yeah, well, how do you like Mayor Jenny's police clean-out of Chop/Chaz? Where she arrests 40, there's 2 blacks murdered, and another in critical condition, a whole bunch of people injured and raped. And she's going to release the criminals. How's that?
It's just par for the course. Nothing almost surprises me anymore. It's so sad, but these people it's all rigged. It's like it's a racket that they're running here.
Exactly.
And they let the criminals out. They let the criminals in. They have a show for a day or two, then they let the criminals back out.
How do they get elected? How do they get elected? The liberals not like they have the safety measure of having being able to call a cop or an ambulance or something? Who elects these people?
I don't know who elects them. It's just like Gavin Newsom. I don't even remember electing him. I don't know how these people get elected.
Hey,
Gavin Newsom,
any comments on the St. Louis couple protecting their house from
they
trespassing?
Are so cool.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I love them. Yeah. They look super nerdy and awkward on their guns. I mean, certainly they can do some gun training, but the fact is that they even without really much gun training, it looks like they came out there, they protected their house, they protected what was theirs, and protected each other. And it just shows you, this is America, and we're kind of on our own right now. We are being left to fend for ourselves, and we better fend for ourselves. They were a great model for that.
Yeah, this is America, and they've got the mayor and the AG, the Attorney General of the city, now investigating who? They're investigating the St. Louis couple that was protecting their home.
Right.
This is
right,
nuts.
Exactly. It's disgusting that they're the ones being accused of being racist and violent for the crime of simply of protecting their home and exercising their Second Amendment rights. They're racist and they're the violent ones.
Kayleigh McEnany, what are your thoughts?
She's great. I love her. She's a fantastic press secretary.
She really is.
She's beautiful, she's smart, she's spicy, she provides great evidence.
Just like my wife. Beautiful,
yes,
smart,
yes, exactly.
Sexy.
I'm not paying you.
Sexy.
I figure it's getting towards the end of the show, and I got to live with her this whole weekend.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Come on. I'm being nice. Okay. No, I meant every word of it, honey. You know I did. Hey, any comments on... oh, wait. No, let's hear about your new book.
Yeah, my new book is called Taking Back America, Campaign Secrets I Learned Battling Nancy Pelosi and the Swamp. And it is going to be out by July 20th. But right now we're already, starting to promote it and everything. So I will send you guys the cover so you can see it.
Please.
And,
I want a signed copy.
Yes, and I'll take you for a behind-the-scenes tour in the ins and outs and the good, bad, and the ugly of my campaign, running against Nancy Pelosi and the swamp and what I ran into. And also, really just how to be a fearless fighter for America.
There
What that
you
means and how do we take back America right now. There's a lot of relevant things that have happened since my campaign that I have in their book as well. And you're gonna love it. It's gonna be it's a fantastic book.
Let me ask you, are you on Parler?
Yes, I am on Parler,
Okay.
and I just started getting more regular, posting regularly.
All right. I'll try to find you on there. Anyways, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
They can go to DeAnna for Congress. That's DEANNA, the number 4 Congress on Twitter. DeAnna FOR Congress on Parler. Go to YouTube, Facebook, and I do my live stream podcast every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 12 to 1 Pacific time, where I go over all the breaking news of the day and everything else. It's really fun. Join us on our live podcast Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Cool. DeAnna, Lisa and I fight over the TV. Our issues are remote. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's funny.
Thank you. Hey, DeAnna, you have a great weekend. Say hello to the president, and
I will.
Melania and all the, Ivanka and Jared and all those people, okay? Because you know them all.
I will.
You know all those people, don't you?
Of course, yes.
Yes, of course. All right. Great to have you back on the show, okay, hon?
Happy
All right.
4th.
So much.
Happy 4th.
Happy Friday.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Who the hell was that?
Somebody in her background.
Hey.
All right. Now we got to
Get off the phone with that guy. What's wrong with you? You want a piece of me? There you go. Hi there. No, I wasn't talking to you, caller. Is this Adolf?
Yep.
How about that? Hey, Adolf, what's up?
Same old stuff, different day. It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
You'd think they couldn't get much worse, but they get worse every day.
Yeah, all right. So what's new? What do you got for me today?
I just ran across something very interesting this morning on Facebook.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, I couldn't say absolutely for certain, but it was reported. And you don't know for certain, but I wouldn't put it past California because you know how fruitcake they are.
Yeah.
It is now, they are not supposed to sing or praise or orate in church because it helps spread the virus.
Oh, wow. That's so unconstitutional.
What are they going to do?
They're you know what they're getting? Yes, they're going to be. They're going to be monitoring the churches, and it's very anti-Christian what they're doing, and they're trying to shut down all religious gatherings, which is part of our national rights, part of our constitutional rights.
As long as they think we get away with it, hey, whatever.
They're going to do it.
That's the problem. And we're letting them get away with it.
And they're going to take away all our freedoms. They're going to take away what Cheryl Chumley said is in our DNA. That's America, being American. knowing we have rights that other countries don't have, feeling it in our bones and our body.
If it's so terrible,
I'm getting a little dramatic for the end of the show, aren't I?
Yeah, I know. But if we're so racist and terrible, why is everybody trying to sneak in?
Exactly. Okay, if you're in Black Lives Matter or any of these other groups, you're Antifa, where would you rather be? And if you would rather be there, why not go there?
Yeah, bingo.
Come on.
Because they want to have here. They want it here.
Why?
Wow.
They don't like the system.
Well,
so go find a system you like. The problem is their kind of system never works. It never works. History never works.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, you go. All right, my friend, I got to go. Listen, hi to Joanne. All right?
Yeah, you got another caller?
No, but I got to take a break, and Steve, I don't know what the hell's the matter with Steve. He wants me to run these commercials, and what's wrong with you? I got a caller here. The hell with the commercial? See, we can't say that. We can't say the hell to the sponsors, but every once in a while I got to shut the callers down, which Steve has already lectured me on, believe me. And so I'm just saying to you now, in a nice way, get off my phone, please. I got to run a commercial.
Happy birthday, America.
Yeah, happy birthday, America, and hi to your wife. And she has my sympathies and all that. You have a great weekend. Thanks.
Likewise, he says, right?
Yeah.
Likewise.
Hey. You were supposed to shut him down before that.
Oh, I was.
Right.
Sorry. Anything else you got there on your plate?
No, don't expand.
He hung up on us.
Good.
There
all right.
you go.
Good.
All right. He took your hint there.
Well, yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to get him off. But all right, call the show 573-364-4433. Well, I'll have a little space after the commercial. We got to make sure that we don't get another filibuster from Chester or something to where we can't play the last commercial. Otherwise, the sponsors will get really upset, and I don't want that to happen. So get it off your chest.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Reality check number 31. New cars can go from 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Why can't new car loans move like that? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We may look like typical bankers, but when it comes to car loans, we're downright speed demons. We approve loans in record time, so you can get that new baby on the road ASAP. And by the way, you really do look good in that new ride. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778. Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Dear people who haven't had a Big Mac, who saw millions of people enjoying something and said, no thanks. We're not giving up on you, because today is a new day. A day for a burger that has a bun in the middle because it can. A day for a sauce so special they put it on there twice. A day for McDonald's most McDonald's burger. So go, because today's your day for a Big Mac.
Now available in 3 sizes, including the new Little Mac and Double Big Mac burgers at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get $5,000 in cash allowance on the all-new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive, and receive 10 to 15% off MSRP on select 2020 Chevy models. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Donald Trump doesn't even know how tariffs work. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you some business
How did you
advice,
become
right?
a billionaire? Do I need to buy you a calculator?
So Sean, I'm going to give you some business advice. If you're going to negotiate, you don't fall in love with dictators that you have to negotiate with.
Who fell in love with dictators?
You love
China gave us more money than they've ever given.
Love you back.
Canada gave us more money. Western Europe gave us more money. Mexico, Japan.
No, they don't. They didn't give us more money. Are you talking about NATO? NATO, see, you don't even understand how NATO payments work. That's just what they say.
How do you make? I watch you on Shark
military.
Tank, and you're so much better than this. Joe Biden and Donald Trump are the two people that don't need to wear a mask. You want to know why? Because everybody around them gets tested. You need a mask, wear it. You look better with it.
Yeah, but you got to set an example, Sean. You know that. You set an example.
I said I wear the stupid thing. I want, you know why? I want your Dallas Mavericks playing basketball. I want football. I want baseball. And if I have to wear a mask to protect Granny and Grandpa, I'm going to do it.
But you know why Donald won't wear a mask? Because it messes up his bronze.
Joe Biden didn't wear one of his stupid. By the way, you got to admit, the guy's not exactly with it. Come on, be honest. Be honest. Be honest.
Sean, you gave Donald Trump the ultimate softball question.
Be honest.
And he
Joe Biden's lost it. He doesn't have a fastball, a curveball, or a slow pitch. Come on, Mark.
You know, and I also had a high opinion of Mark, but he's, you know, some people just, I mean, it's just different. They see things differently. I'm talking to an old guy I grew up with. And he's, you know, he's a big, I don't know, I can't really call him a liberal because he's been for some conservatives, but he sure as hell hates Donald Trump. He's been with CNN. He's been a major producer for over a decade for a huge TV star. And, you know, and he's Jewish. And we have different, we're going to talk, I think, this week maybe. But he's a guy I'd like to get on the show. But how we grew up in the same neighborhood and, you know, hung out together and stuff like that, it's pretty interesting. And he's interested in it. He suggested it, so we'll do it and see what happens. Maybe we'll get him on the show. He seems like he's intelligent enough. He was he was overseas as a reporter. He's in the Middle East. He was stationed in Israel for a while, I think maybe even Afghanistan. I didn't know he was that tough, quite frankly. Anyways, if you want to call the show, I've got unfettered 6 minutes.
Exactly.
All right? Unfettered 6 minutes, so call 573-364-4433 and get it off your chest. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for your call, let's do, we didn't do Larry David and Mel Brooks. I've had it on the list. Let's do that.
When I first heard the 2,000-year-old man, I was laughing so hard my father came into my room and turned off the record player. I never knew a person could be that funny. And from the very first time I heard that album, from that moment on, I said to myself, I can never, ever be a comedian. What is the point? So Mel Brooks didn't get me into comedy. He kept me away from it. I wasted years doing nothing because of him. No job, living at home, lying on the couch watching Shindig. My parents were beside themselves. They cried themselves to sleep every night. He killed them. He killed my parents, that little Jew bastard.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I don't like his politics, but he's a great comedy writer. And speaking of comedy, do you know who died just now? Carl Reiner.
Right.
98 years old.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
98 years old, one of the greatest comics ever. A good friend of, best friends with who? Mel Brooks? Both of them in their 90s.
Yeah, they showed some clips of them back in the day, standing there talking to each other, and Dick Van Dyke, and all that kind of,
Well, Dick Van Dyke's still alive. He's in his mid-90s.
Right.
It's good to be a comedian. You live longer, I guess. I don't know. I think there's something to that, maybe. You got to laugh, folks. You got to have some light in your life, and I feel bad for all the people that get so depressed from having to stay inside. You got to get outside.
Yes.
You got to smell the fresh air. You got to look at the green grass. I mean, there's something that happens. That's why I like to play golf, because it feels good out there. Come on, the sun's out. It's you're not freezing your butt off. Typically, usually you're sweating your tuchus off, but it's a fun game, and you can get exercise. And also you can, challenge yourself to play better golf. I've never played better golf than this. So I'm very happy about this. And, I lead a simple life, and I'm having a good time. I have a beautiful, wonderful wife. And, yes, dear, she's laughing, but she's
see, now I'm laughing.
I'm setting myself up for a pretty good weekend. I don't know about you, Steve.
You're trying, Dave. You're trying.
I'm trying. I try. It doesn't usually work because it's Friday. You know what I do on Fridays, don't you?
Come on. You
on
do
Fridays,
your show and then you crash.
I go to McDonald's. I work the drive-through, and where I have a lot of fun usually. And if nobody has bad words for me, we do a great job there. By the way. I don't want to pump my own horn, but Springfield came down and watched us and copied us, and now St. Louis wants to come down. They're going to come down and take a look. I believe we've got the best drive-through in the whole system in Rolla, Missouri, and we could do all so much more better. We could do better than what we're doing. I know we can. So check it out. And then what do I do then? Oh, I go get a massage for my daughter, Sarah, and she does a great job. She saved my knees over the last 3 years because I knew I could barely walk half the time, and now I can walk half the time, or a little more. I mean, I do enough to where I can play golf, which is all I need. I'm not going to run any races, but I actually run and drive-through. I mean, I run back and forth between spots I have to be. So 72 years old, and I'm running back and forth. And people are looking at me.
Dodging the cars.
I'm dodging cars. I'm trying to make sure.
Tell the truth while you're running.
I've
Dave.
already had my 1 foot rolled by a pickup truck.
Ooh, rolled over.
And
your
it just
foot?
rolled over the edge of my foot. Didn't break anything.
You were able to pull your toes back.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It curled my toes. Let me tell you, man. I've had a lot of fun curling my toes, doing other things than that. So. We can't talk about that.
We can't.
Here.
I was going to say,
I went
Dave,
to the whole
we're
show.
so close to the end of the show.
I had to say that. All right. I don't think anybody. The FEC is not listening. Are they? No, I don't think so. Anyways, we're home free, Steve. Now, what do you got to worry about? Okay.
I'm not worried.
You got to time me out because I'm a little clueless as to
you got like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay,
There
now
you
I
go.
can figure that out.
That's
all right.
There you go.
Listen,
I
want
was
you
gonna
to
give you your 10 and then your 5. So.
I want you all to have a great 4th of July.
Absolutely.
You go out and celebrate our country. Be a little cautious as to what might be around you. I'm telling you, this might be used to stage bad things. So great 4th of July to everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back with another edition of the Dave Weinbaum Show next Friday.
Everybody out there, you are listening